Sabres 1-0. Curveball blasted to left field and deep. Back after it, Carolyn at the wall, it's gone. Cole Hage with a solo home run on the second pitch he sees, and Post 2 will take a 1-0 lead. We had just mentioned that Hage has some pop in his bat for a number 2 guy, and he got a fastball up belt high.
It's a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network.
Satter wants the ball. He's going to maybe tee it up for 11-3. He got it! 11 3-pointers for Ty Satter. It's unbelievable.
Here come the Fusion the other way. Nice ball in towards Kamai. Kamai able to set it down. Kamai beating the keeper. Shot on the way, and Kamai scores. 1-0 for the Fusion, and it's
1-2 pitch. Line shot up the middle. 1 run will score. Deer rounding third. He's coming to the plate.
Verwest, they center in front. Scarborough down low, loose in front, in for a goal. South Shaley gets the first goal of this East Region title.
Let's turn things over to the broadcast booth. The pregame show starts now.
And good evening and welcome in to the Ted Meinhover Field here in Perham. I'm Jason Groth with Grant Dirkhuizen as we get ready to go for tonight's Midwest North Red Division contest between the Thief River Falls Prowlers and the Perham Yellowjackets. Both teams coming in off tough losses as the Yellowjackets come in with a record of 2-3, while Thief River Falls comes in with a record of 1-4. And Grant, tonight 2 teams looking to try to right the ship here as we hit the second half of the season.
Yeah, you know, this week's game, you want to come away with the win going into the last week and a half of that game on Wednesday night of MEA. You want to have momentum going into playoffs. If you want to stay steady going into playoffs, if you dip down just a little bit at the end of the season, you know, it kind of messes with the players' heads a little bit too. You know, you lose confidence. So you want to rack up as many wins as possible leading into the playoffs in the next 2 weeks.
The Yellowjackets here on our Budget Blinds pregame show have kind of had the edge in this series of late against Thief River Falls, but the Prowlers have played some tough football against the Yellowjackets last year in the regular season. It was a close game, 13-10, and then the playoffs, pretty one-sided, went the Perham Yellowjacket way. Excuse me, I was confusing teams. They played Park Rapids last year, but in that regular season contest, a 13-10 battle that the Yellowjackets came with some key plays late.
Yeah, you know, Thief River, 4 or 5 years ago, they went to more of a spread offense, and they didn't have a lot of success, and they didn't have real good numbers during that time either. And I know Coach Mum's been a header there before, he's assistant coach, and his offense is the power T formation primarily. It's a really good offense. It's hard to see the ball when you're on the field. They do a lot of fakes. They'll do a quick back dive. They'll send both tight ends out, crossing routes. They'll send a running back out. The quarterback will keep it once in a while and hide it on his hip. So they do a nice job of keeping the ball on the ground and moving that ball forward and chewing a lot of clock.
We'll have a lot more to talk about as our Budget Blinds pregame show rolls along. When we come back, we'll take a look at both teams in depth. We'll talk a little bit about some things and some storylines that are coming up in tonight's game here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
At Great Clips, we use online check-in to help NHL player Jack Hughes achieve game day flow faster, so he can do more with his time off the clock. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
At Great Clips, we use clip notes to save NHL player Cale Makar's haircut details, so he's always confident in his hockey hair. Because with a name like Cale, you gotta sport great salad. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
For over 30 years, Budget Blinds, based out of Detroit Lakes, has been serving Perham, Fergus Falls, Park Rapids, and the surrounding area. Whether you need blinds, shutters, or drapes, check out the entire inventory online at budgetblinds.com. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit them online today, budgetblinds.com, or give them a call at 218-206-9599. That's 218-206-9599 and online at budgetblinds.com.
When one of us comes up short,
we all come up short.
There's no vape in team.
Think there are only school supplies in your child's backpack? Think again. 5 e-cigarettes were hiding in plain sight. Parents, do your homework.
Learn more about vaping at health.mn.gov/e-cigarettes.
I have 3 amazing kids, and it can be a bit complicated.
All right, you guys, you ready?
But there's nothing else like it in the world.
Bye, honey.
Traveling with kids is on another level.
Yay, let's go.
I appreciate all the extra help I can get when we fly.
Hi, how can I help?
I'm honored to get every passenger to their destination.
I'm so grateful that I've been able to fly with my 3 young kids.
At Frontier, we get it. We're flyers too, and we believe the sky is for everyone.
Well, welcome back in here to the Ted Meinhover complex here on the campus of Perham Schools. I'm Jason Grohl with the Grand Turkizings. We get ready to go for tonight's game between the Yellowjackets and the Prowlers. And tonight, the Prowlers coming to town with a record of 1-4. Their first victory, or only victory this year, was against Roseau. But since then, they ran into some powerful opponents here in their conference. As we hit conference play, they have suffered losses to Morris, DGF, Detroit Lakes, and East Grand Forks. But with the last 2 games against Detroit Lakes, they lost 43-24, and then suffered that close loss to East Grand Forks last week, one that I think may have caught some people by surprise is the way East Grand Forks has been playing, but this Prowlers team is one that can put in a scare in anyone.
Yeah, you know, Thief River Falls offensively is similar to East Grand Forks, where they like to keep the football in the running back's hands, and they like to fake here and fake there, and then they don't like to pass it real often. So that game last week was a really, really good game, and it could have easily went Thief River Falls' favor too. You know, they run primarily a power T formation. They have lead blockers for the running backs, lots of fake handoffs like I mentioned a little bit ago, and they'll occasionally pull a lineman or two, and usually they'll pull both guards and they'll pull and kick the outside guy and then have the other opposite guard pull up inside of him and then take on the first linebacker he sees.
And then in the backfield, you mentioned that. You look, they got a lot of experience back there. Quarterback, Caleb Rosendahl's been around for a while. Then you have Griff Lundeen in the backfield with Gabe Winter and Jackson Boyer, some guys that have played a lot of football for the Prowlers.
Yeah, they've been playing for multiple years, and their quarterback, Caleb Rosendahl, he's a really good basketball player too, and he's just a good athlete in general, and he's really, really smart. Some statistics about Thief River Falls: Caleb Rosendahl has 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing touchdown. Not a lot of passing yards, as we talked about a little bit ago. They like to keep the football on the ground. Rushing-wise, fullback number 25, Griffin Lundeen, has 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Running back number 29, Gabe Winter, has 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. And running back number 22, Jackson Boyer, has 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. Receiving-wise, they only really have 1 primary threat so far, and that's tight end number 16, Cooper Anderson. He's got 4 catches for 175 yards and 1 touchdown, Jason.
That's a look at the Prowlers. Now we'll look at their starting lineup, brought to you by Lakes Ace Hardware. Get your favorite Benjamin Moore and Magnolia paint colors, or color match any color today at Lakes Ace Hardware in downtown Perham. On offense, they'll look like this. Cooper Anderson, as Grant just said, is the leading wide receiver. Then across the line, Nathan Alcantar, Kenneth Kazar, Carter Jensen, Nathan Nelson, and Jay Smyslowski, another tight end, Keaton Hoverson. Then in that backfield, Jackson Boyer with 230 yards, you said, Griff Lundeen, Gabe Winter, and Caleb Rosendahl for the Prowlers on offense. When they're on defense, they look like this. Outside linebackers are Cooper Anderson and Jackson Hams. On the line, they normally go with that 3-5 setup that you said, touched on. It is Keaton Hoverson, Nate Nelson, and Ethan Edelbis. Inside linebackers, Braden Spears, Ethan Lane, and Griff Lundeen. And the cornerbacks, Tucker Grindelin, Caleb Rosendahl, and the safety, Gabe Winter. That's your starting lineup for the Thief River Falls Prowlers. Now we'll take a look at the Yellowjackets tonight, and this might be a different look squad from the Yellowjackets. 2 weeks ago, we saw at the end of the game, Brendan Rock got hurt. Unfortunately for him, he's received the word it's a season-ending injury for him. He will be out tonight and for the rest of the year for the Yellowjackets, and also tonight the Yellowjackets are missing Sawyer Dillbeck as well, as he's out, and that's a big blow to the offensively to their backfield, but defensively to the linebacker core.
Yeah, for sure, both sides of the ball. You know, that Braylon Rock injury too, and it was towards the end of the fourth quarter, and you never want to wish that upon any high school athlete, college athlete, even professional athlete either, to have that senior year basically just pulled right out from you. So, you know, thoughts and prayers with the Rock family for sure. And Sawyer Dillbeck, his shoulder, he's out for a little while too. And Braylon Rock and Sawyer Dillbeck, they're running backs 2 and 3, and still left is Hudson Hackle leading the way.
And Huddy will have to shoulder the load in that backfield as well, along with Blaze Schmidt at quarterback. But Fergus Falls did a nice job bringing too much for the Yellowjackets to handle up front and really took control of that game early last week when the Yellowjackets were defeated 28-14 to Fergus Falls.
Yeah, you know, I'd like to see Perham utilize Blaze Schmidt a little bit more. They run some RPO stuff, so it's a run-pass option formation and play call. So ideally, the R in the RPO is run it. So when in doubt, you don't have a clear-cut read, give the ball to the running back, and then it's pass for the option. So I think Blaze Schmidt, if he can step up and scroll out outside of the pocket a little bit and run up field and get some yards that way, just to kind of spread the defense around last week. Like you said, Fergus Falls had too much attacking on him, and to be honest, Perham came out a little lethargic, and you can't do that. Even against a one-win team like Thief River Falls, Perham has 2 wins, so it's going to be a battle. We're going to grind it out here.
Yellowjackets have had success here on their home field, 2-1 this year, winning 2 of their 3 games here, losing that tough one to East Grand Forks. But otherwise, they've done a good job at home. It's senior night, Hall of Fame night as well, as potentially the last game of the year for the Yellowjackets on this field at home, because the way the section is laying out right now, the Yellowjackets would be on the road taking on Fergus Falls. But there's still a lot of things that could change the next few weeks.
Yeah, you got to take care of business tonight if you're Perham. Obviously, Thief River, you want to take care of business too. And then you got Morris for Perham next week. So, you know, Morris isn't a pushover team by any means. And then that Wednesday of MEA, you have DGF on the road. So tonight's almost a must-win for Perham. But you think about teams number 2 through 6 in the section, they're very, very even. The only difference come playoffs is what team has less injuries and who has home field advantage. I think DGF is clear-cut number 1 right now unless something really happens to them. But 2 through 6, the rest of the teams are pretty even.
Across the line, this is how the Yellowjackets will look on offense. Jackson Veg, Cashberg, Carson Beyer, Jack Wangler, and Dylan Ralston. Tight end tonight is Ashton Detloff. The fullback will be Brandon Sandberg. Running back, Hudson Hackle. Quarterback, Blaze Schmidt. Wide receiver, Gage Onitson and Mason Happel. And then defensively, they're going to look like this across the line. Dylan Ralston, Cashberg, Jackson Veg, and Brandon Sandberg. Linebackers, Tristan Larson, Carson Beyer, Hudson Hackle, and Ty Rooney. Corners will be Gage Onitson, Mason Happel, and the safety will be Blaze Schmidt. And one of the guys you mentioned, and you talked, I mean, I just mentioned there, when you talk about Blaze Schmidt is passing, he's locked in, and when he's locked into Gage Onitson, they have that great connection with each other.
Yeah, Blaze Schmidt last year as a junior too, he just kind of took the reins as a quarterback, and he's always been a really good competitor, and when he puts his mind to whatever he's trying to do, he's going to do it the best he can, and there's no off days for him. You know, passing-wise, he has 6 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, but there's been a couple of misreads on his part, and there's been a couple of balls that have been dropped out of the hands of and dropped right in the defender's hands too. So receiving-wise, Gage Onitson is his guy. He's got 17 catches, 413 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And then you have Coudron, 7 catches, Happel, 7 catches, Hackle, 4 catches, Detloff, 2, and Kennedy, 2 catches. So he does spread the wealth pretty well, but I think for Perham to be successful passing-wise, he's got to roll outside of the pocket, and if nothing's there, just get what you can, run out of bounds. You can't have another injury at the quarterback for Perham.
Well, Yellowjackets have won the toss. They've elected to defer their option again to the second half. So Thief River Falls will get our opening half kickoff. That kickoff will be brought to you by KLN Family Brands when that takes place in just a moment. But we'll take a break as your Budget Blinds pregame show rolls along here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
The thing that drives me first and foremost are my kids. They're my biggest motivation. My sister works here also. She's like my go-to, like for anything. To have her here with me, like if I'm having a bad day or anything like that, like she just uplifts me. That's who I do it for. You know, I go the most hard for them. I think that just helps me get motivated to come to work.
Welcome to Perham, Minnesota. A great place to visit and an even better place to live. Here's a look at just a few of the things you can experience here.
To learn more and plan your next getaway, visit Perham.com.
Welcome back into the Ted Meinhover Field. I'm Jason Groth with Grant Durkheisen. We're about 10 minutes away from the start of tonight's game between the Yellowjackets and the Prowlers here on the Magnitude Sports Network as the Budget Blinds pregame show rolls along. Grant, we'll talk about the defensive side of the ball. Both teams be an interesting matchup there.
Yeah, normally Perham runs a 4-4 cover 3, sometimes man with the defensive backs, but I expect with Thief River Falls' power T formation to maybe have 5 down linemen, maybe even 6 down linemen at a time. Send some backers. You got to do something to stop the run game. Though Thief River Falls will run the ball 9 out of 10 times, but that one time they'll pop it for 40, 50, 60 yards and for a score.
As we get ready to go again, keys to the game. We already talked about the
defensively for Thief River Falls, they'll run a 3-5 primarily, and they'll roll up their outside backers to almost make it look like a 5-3, and they'll stand up those guys, and their job is to contain, but they also want to put pressure on the quarterback or the running back as well. So they do a nice job of adjusting defenses to whatever team they're playing. They've done an even front as well sometimes. So
got a little ahead of myself there, Grant, because you touched the defense. Now we'll take a look at keys to the game.
Keys to the game for Perham, I think with, 2 of the top 3 running backs for Perham, you have to still really try hard to get a balanced rushing attack and passing attack. Quarterback Blaze Schmidt, we got to see it's time for him to have a really good game, and I think potentially could be tonight, but it's time for him to step up if the Jackets want to get a win here. Limit turnovers on offense, and then defensively mix up your defenses against Thief River Falls. Odd front, even front, get 6 men down linemen. In Thief River Falls, keys to the game, they love to control the clock on offense. They'll take 9-10 minutes and drive 90 yards and score, unless they get a pop pass for a long score. Otherwise, they'll just chew up the clock. And then defensively, for Thief River Falls, you got to know where 3 guys are. Blaze Schmidt, the quarterback, Gage Johnson, the receiver, and Hudson Hackle, where the fullback is.
It'll be interesting to see who's going to kind of step in that role that where Brendan Rock had for the Yellowjackets, a speedster running back with power. They tried a little bit with Easton Kennedy last game. We'll see if that continues or who it might be tonight. And I think developing because you're going to have to give a guy like Hudson Hackle a breather at some point. But who would be that change of pace back for the Yellowjackets?
Well, you have multiple options, I think, for the Yellowjackets. You got some younger guys, like you said, Easton Kennedy, Ty Rooney, Tristan Larson possibly. But you also have some other guys that might be utilized in different ways that potentially were linemen. In the past, when I've coached, we've moved linemen to a fullback spot. We've moved fullbacks to lineman spot. So it'll be curious once the game gets going here what exactly Perham offensive coordinator and their offensive coaching staff does for adjustments and if they've moved anybody to get a 2-back into that system, because that's a huge formation for the Jackets.
Coaches for the Yellowjackets, it's head coach Jesse Hine. He's assisted by Lance Rock, Brian Robertson, Kyle Knutson, John McEachern, Trevor Seaman, and Josh Fuller. For Thief River Falls, Kurt Reynolds, Nathan Ruby, Austin Farnloff, Jeff Mum, Josh Jensen, Sean Myrie, Dominic Cruz, Ben Thorstad, Grant Conway, and Alex Winter. On today, it's National Coaches Appreciation Day, so hats off to all the coaches and thank them for their time that they put in for these athletes throughout the year. Both of us have roles as coaches as well, so appreciate that. And thank you guys as we get ready to go for what should be tonight a fun one, but we thank you for tuning in. Introductions taking place right now. Thief River Falls being introduced to the crowd here, and we thank you for tuning in wherever you're watching tonight's game. It should be a fun one here on the Magnitude Sports Network. It'll give us a chance to thank our sponsors, Frontier Airlines, Great Clips, Dakota Fin and Feathers, Budget Blinds, Ray Sport Marine, Waterfront Recreational, Perham Health, New Horizons Realty, Perham Chamber of Commerce, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Lakes Area Co-op, Hanson's Plumbing and Heating, Central Market, Nice Family Sales, Lakes Ace Hardware, EOT Insurance, KLN Family Brands, United Community Bank, Reuter Family Dentistry, and J&L Nutrition and the Backyard. Thank you all for making our broadcast possible. Take a quick look at here's what's coming up on the Magnitude Sports Network. A lot of football tonight. DGF and Detroit Lakes is on the Magnitude Sports Network, as well as Park Rapids and Barnesville. That's all taking place tonight on our sister stations. They begin tonight at 7 o'clock, and then a busy week of volleyball action. Then heading in on next Friday, we'll have more football action. Myself and Mike Mason will be heading down to Morris. We'll have that call as the Yellowjackets take on Morris. But introductions taking place again here, and it should be a fun one, Grant. And I think Keys is now Yellowjacket defense. You deferred. You got to get that stop right away. And if you're Thief River Falls, you want to grind out a good 6 to 7 minute drive to set the tone.
If I'm Thief River Falls, I want to go 80, 90 yards and take up almost a full quarter and score and put up 7 points right away. If I'm Perham defensively, I think you bring, I wouldn't say the house, but I think you bring 6 down linemen, 5 down linemen right away. But make sure if you're a coach for Perham defensively, don't let your defensive backs fall asleep, because when the guys up on top of the press box say, hey, this corner's sleeping or he's getting lazy, that's when they'll bring a tight end out. They'll do a fly route. They'll do a corner route. They'll bring a rounding back outside of the flats there, and they'll have multiple routes going at the same time.
It's kind of interesting, too. You mentioned that. One thing I was thinking about a little bit, you're seeing teams nowadays, especially at the high school level, they're winning the toss and taking that ball right away to try to send a message. Perham the last 2 weeks won the toss, deferred. I kind of like that as well, to try to get that 2-for-1 opportunity going into the half. But you're starting to see some teams are also like, I want the ball, send the message right away.
Yeah, I think it's up to – sometimes the coaches talk to the captains, too, and say, how do you feel? You know, I think you got to get a feel from the players, too, sometimes. But the old school way is to say, yeah, you guys, you win the toss, you guys take the ball. We want to score right before half and then get the ball at half, too. It's kind of a 2-for-1 deal, like you said. But if you have a high-flying offense, personally, I'd love to take the ball and just let's roll. Because when you look at the scoreboard and you just got scored on, it's 0-7 in favor of the opposing team. That's kind of already a momentum swing in their favor. So to take the ball at the beginning of the game, I think if you just got a feeling about it, you got to stick with your gut and make the decision and do it.
Introductions still taking place. It's senior day as well, so the seniors for the Yellowjackets being introduced at halftime tonight. Hall of Famers going into the Perham Hall of Fame. A very talented class going into the Hall of Fame tonight. We'll touch on that throughout the broadcast. The big celebration following the football game, the Hall of Fame game, is at the Cactus. So if you're in the area and want to check that out, head on down to the Hall of Fame ceremony at the Cactus following the conclusion of tonight's game. As we're just a few minutes away from the start of this game, we'll take our last time out on your Budget Blinds pregame show and come back with the start of the game here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
How has United Community Bank helped you guys through the years now?
Well, we started 13 years ago with 1 employee in a little shop out of our home. And now over the years, we've grown to about 25 employees and 2 shop buildings. So they have absolutely been amazing, supported us, trusted us, and put their faith in us. We just really couldn't have done it without United Community Bank. They are just really supportive.
I didn't know what a derecho was. Didn't know that kind of storm existed. I didn't worry a bit about my coverage. It did not let me down. I was not caught blindsided. The secret is to have an agent that gets you insured for your needs. If you don't have Farm Bureau, you don't have good insurance.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Michelle Beck in Perham at 218-345-4010.
Reuter Family Dentistry, with locations in Perham and Wadena, welcomes new patients. Here's what Reuter Family Dentistry can offer you.
We offer wisdom teeth removal, sedation dentistry, dental implants, root canals, cosmetic dentistry, and Invisalign.
The fact that it can be done here is really important for me because
it's a chore sometimes getting all your maintenance done. So if it's all done in the right place, that makes it a lot easier.
Welcome back into the Ted Meinhover Field here tonight. I'm just Growth with Grant Durkeisen. We're moments away from our KLN Family Brands kickoff. KLN Family Brands, learn how you can get your slice of over $5 million in profit sharing. Only at KLN Family Brands. A job with room to grow. Apply today. Build your tomorrow at KLN Family Brands. Again, the Yellowjackets won the toss, deferred their option to the second half. Thief River Falls will receive the football as we get ready to go for this one.
Don't forget to stop by the concessions area located on the north side of the field.
Something we haven't talked about yet, Jason, about tonight is it's cold, it's windy, it rained all night last night here in Perham and this morning a little bit too. And the wind and the rain, I think, gives Thief River a little bit of an edge here as they're primarily a rushing type of football team.
Field looking sharp. A new fresh coat of paint recently in.
And 6 inches the last 12 days.
That will definitely help the football field here as we get ready to go. Hudson Hackle to kick things off. Braden Spears.
And
Gabe Winter, the guy's back for the kick from Hackle. They're on Hall of Fame night at the Ted Meinhover Field. Hackle will get ready to kick things off. So he approaches the football on your side. A nice boot. That will go into the end zone, and the Prowlers will set up shop after the touchback.
That's a prime example of the wind helping carry that about another 7 or 8 yards, and that's a good thing for now. Perham, you can let your guys kind of rest if there's any starters on the kickoff team. You don't have to go and sprint 65 yards and then give that a little extra effort. So nice kick there by Hudson Hackle, Perham's kicker.
That will bring out the offense led by quarterback Caleb Rosendahl. The senior quarterback on the year has 2 rushing touchdowns and just 1 touchdown pass.
First and 10, the ball.
Will lead his team to the line, like you said, in that power T formation with a receiver split out wide right. Yellowjackets with a heavy front, handoff left side. Nice carry there and a positive gain of 4. On a nice run there, getting the carry that time was Gabe Winter.
Yeah, nothing tricky there for handoffs or misdirection for Thief River Falls. It's like we talked about a couple weeks ago, if you're offensive coordinator, you just kind of get a feel for the game the first couple plays and see how Perham adjusts and how your guys can handle blocks and down blocks, double teams, combo to linebackers, and those types of things.
Brings up second down. They have it 6 here in our opening half on your United Community Bank scoreboard. In that power T formation, Rosendahl under center. Yellowjackets with the 3 down lineman, but stacked the line of scrimmage with a handoff straight ahead. Nice run there. Cross the 30 to 31, a first down. And picking up that one is Lundeen on the ground.
Yeah, on that play, quarterback just faked to the fullback, and then they had the left running back come behind that fullback and give it there, and then the quarterback fakes it like he's got it on his hip. Now, keep an eye, you viewers out there, keep an eye on the quarterback. He'll keep it on his hip once in a while.
Again, Rosendahl to the line. Yellowjackets now with 4 down linemen, or 5 actually at the line. Handoff inside, and that's swarmed under. Nothing much there for the running back, Lundeen. Getting there inside and making the tackle. One of the first guys there was Cash Burke, among others. And Brandon Sandberg as well. You can see this would be one of those games in the trenches, and now you get that stop on first down. It's 2nd and 10. It kind of works against the Prowlers. They're a team that really has to work ahead of the sticks.
Yeah, watching a little bit of film on Thief River, too, and watch a couple games. They love to play action on second down, so we'll see what they do here.
Handoff right, cutting off, but getting tackled there on the outside was Boyer. Didn't get too much room, and a nice tackle on the far side. Tristan Larson and Byron on that tackle.
Looking like Perham is in an odd front defensively, so they have 5 down linemen. Probably 3 linebackers here, and then a cover 3 would be the smart thing to do here. Be curious if they rush a corner and get somebody off the edge once in a while, too, and mix it up.
Rosendahl. Handoff inside. gets to the 34 for Boyer. They mark it at the 35, brings up 4th down. Thief River will punt.
Yeah, so far, Perm's done a nice job defensively. Thief hasn't given much for misdirection handoff. It's been a fullback dive, fake to the fullback, and then the left running back goes around the fullback on the right a couple times. But now this gives Perm an opportunity to get some points on the board too.
Braden Spears the punt on 4th and 6. Gage Onenson back at his 35. Snaps there. Spears gets a nice kick away. Onenson's going to let it bounce, and it'll just stop right there at the 29. And that's where the Yellowjackets will set up their first possession. But a nice stand by the Yellowjacket defense after an early first down by the Prowlers.
Yeah, pretty good punt by the punter there for Thief River Falls. Punt returner, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Special teams guy in the past, go and catch that ball. Even though it's 48 degrees and windy, go and catch the ball. Because the ball just kind of bounced and it rolled backwards a little bit. You could have caught it and ran another 7, 8, 10 yards.
Handoff. Hackle off the right edge, gets swarmed under and delivered out of bounds at the 32. So I'll bring up 2nd down. Nice spot. Actually, they gave it to the 34, and it's 2nd and 6. I'd like to say hello to Jim watching in from Denver, North Carolina. Thank you for tuning in again, Jim, tonight. Appreciate that, as it's 2nd down and 5 as you're under 9 minutes to go in our opening quarter here from the Ted Meinhover Field. Blaze Schmidt in the gun this time. Or more like the pistols. He hands it off to Hackle straight ahead. Hackle bringing a couple defenders with him, plows forward to the 1st down across the 41. Nice powerful run.
That formation, Jason, we had a double twins looking at 87. That's Brandon Sandberg. They brought him up as an extra backer. He's normally a lineman, but it looks like he's filling in a role of being a lead blocker here for Hudson Hackle. Smart move by Perm to get a big body in there, try to push some extra bodies around, get some more yards on the ground.
Maddox Swentek has come in for the Yellowjackets as well. Onenson White, near side. And the handoff, Hackle drives forward, gets up to the 45 to the 46 with a nice run there.
I-right formation, just a lead to Hudson Hackle number 2, but Brandon Sandberg, fullback, he pushed somebody on his back there, and then he went and got after another kid too. Thief River Falls, you're flat foot right now. You got to put your feet in the ground and get a push, especially when you see 2 backs in there for Perm.
Easton Kennedy also split out wide on that play. Onenson, now Swentek wide left, Kennedy right. Schmidt with Hackle behind him. 2nd down at the 45. Handoff, Hackle again. Plows forward, gets spun down. Was brought down on the play by Griffin Lundeen.
That play looked like Perm quarterback as an RPO like we talked about in pregame. It looked like his eyes went right to an outside linebacker here. Something in this area. And obviously he read something where he thought, let's give this ball to the running back and let him get a couple yards.
So it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 2 at the 7-minute mark of our opening quarter. A chilly evening here in Perham. Wind blowing across the field at our backs to the press box, thankfully. Handoff, Hackle across midfield, drags the defender forward, gets the 1st down into Prowler territory.
Full house backfield for Perm, mixing up the formations. We've seen 3 formations already. If you're Thief River Falls defensively, you have to keep an eye on Hudson Hackle. He's gotten the ball almost every time here. So a nice call there. I almost said, you're only a couple yards away. Let's hard count this. But at some point, we'll see Perm do that and Thief River Falls do that tonight.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 46. The Yellowjackets with their first possession of the game. Hackle left, cuts outside, drives forward to be close to a 1st down where he's finally swarmed under and brought down on the play on a nice tackle by Braden Spears, but it's too deep in that Thief River Fall Prowler backfield as it's an 8-yard gain for Hackle.
Yeah, full house backfield, that's a counter there, so you fake one way and come back behind your body as a quarterback and give it. Missed block, though, for Perm wide receiver on the edge. He takes that block. Hudson could cut out on the edge and be running for more.
Straight ahead, Sandberg lowering his shoulder to the 31 with a nice powerful run in the first down for the Yellowjackets. And this Yellowjacket line really coming out with an attitude tonight, which didn't really seem to be there last week against Fergus Falls.
Yeah, on the road, you just got done with homecoming, nice win. Slow start last week. I'm sure the coaches were on them all week. We cannot start slow again, just harping on them every day from 3:30 to 6 o'clock.
Schmidt again at the full house backfield under center. Right side, Kennedy cuts back to the right side, cuts outside, gets outside the red zone there, and he's brought down at the 21-yard line as he's approaching the Reuter Family Dentistry red zone.
Really nice job by the Perm's right guard and right tackle. What a hole for Easton Kennedy to run into. Ran right through the hole, juke to the left, juke to the right, and a gain of 10, 12 yards on that play. Nice run by a sophomore.
As Kennedy found the lane and gets the first down, it's 1st and 10 at the 20 at the Reuter Family Dentistry red zone. Handoff, Hackle. Trace the defender with them to the 10, plows forward. He's going to have a first down pending that spot. A nice run there. And it's going to be 1st and goal for the Yellowjackets after the strong run by Hackle.
I think we're seeing a nice push by number 87 for Perham, kind of filling in the role as a fullback. He's getting a good push, and Hudson Hackle's having a heyday so far. I'm going to call same play to the left this time.
It's a handoff. Hackle cuts back to the right, though. It went left, cut back to the right, inside the 5 to the 4. Just a dominant drive by the Yellowjackets right here.
Curious how Thief River's going to adjust after this offensive drive when you look at the film or listen to the guys up top on the booth. Thief's going to have to do something a little bit different here.
Hackle cuts back right side into the end zone, touchdown. Hudson Hackle with a 4-yard touchdown run gives the Yellowjackets a 6-year lead.
Hudson Hackle running hard. He got a nice lead blocker, but Perm's linemen are really getting a good push against their odd front, their 3-5 or 5-3 when they bring up their outside backers and have them stand up as DNs. But nice job by Perm offensive line. Good push.
Hackle will try the extra point. Onenson to hold. The Yellowjackets strike first. Snap, spot, kick. It is good. And Hackle continues a strong night with an impressive opening drive with a touchdown and the extra point. The Yellowjackets lead 7-0 on your United Community Bank scoreboard. We'll take a quick timeout on the Magnitude Sports Network.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
Ray's Sport and Marine in Perham has you covered for all your recreational needs. Ray's carries a large inventory of Lund boats, Bennington pontoons, plus Viaggio pontoons. They also carry the Yamaha line of ATVs and UTVs, as well as the full line of Honda Power Sports. Stop in and check out all of what Ray's Sport and Marine has to offer. Good luck to all Perham athletes, and go Yellowjackets!
Welcome back to Ted Meinhover Field on your United Community Bank scoreboard. The Yellowjackets strike first and lead 7-0 on a dominant opening drive, capped off with a touchdown run by Hudson Hackle. With 4:10 to go, now we'll have our Kailin Friendly Brands kickoff. Hackle with another boot. This one will be taken at the 4. Nice run there, now cut back near side, barely getting to the 20 if that was Spears on the return. That was a Kailin Family Brands kickoff, a proud People First company. Interested in joining their growing family? Head over to KailinFamilyBrands.com. Now we'll see what adjustments the Prowlers make. Got one first drive on the last drive, and then it stalled. And they're forced to punt, and the Yellowjackets march downfield, going 70 yards for the game's first score. Well, that's usually not a great sign.
That's not a good start.
Now they get it figured out. Send a man in motion. Pitch out near side. A flag on the play right away. Tackling on the play was Tyrone. He stayed and read that well, and the handoff was Lundeen. But the Yellowjackets are already going to push him back. They're going to take the penalty.
Thief's first drive of the quarter there, they ran the ball up the middle a lot. Had one booter on the edge on the right there, but I like the idea of trying to get outside.
Illegal shift against the Prowlers backs them up. The Yellowjackets will accept it. It'll be 1st and 15. Now at the 15.
Legal shift. A lot of times when you go in motion, if you turn up field too early before the ball is snapped, that's a flag every time. It's really easy to see for that side judge too.
Central Market, the fresh place in Perham and Detroit Lakes, offering the freshest meat, produce, bakery, and deli products possible with great value for your money. Central Market. Rosendahl hands it out to the first guy through. Gets across the 20, so gets a penalty yards back and another yard. That was Winter on the carry. So it's now 2nd and 9 as Byer made the tackle for the Yellowjackets.
6-yard pickup, 2nd down, 9, 12.
Nice 6-yard run there for Winter, but fortunately for the Prowlers, it comes after a penalty. So now it's 2nd and 9 for the Prowlers. And in that power T formation. Handoff, actually, I got confused. They did a good job of hiding that one on me. I was watching behind the play.
Yeah, that was just a quick dive to the left there, and the quarterback, obviously he's been a quarterback for a couple years now, but he does a nice job of carrying out his fakes, and he brought one of Perham's defenders to go and get a little extracurricular at the whistle there too. But you do your job if you're an outside rush guy, and your job is to contain that outside linebacker or the quarterback, whatever the defensive coordinator comes up with. That's your man. Go and tackle him. If you think he has the ball, do it anyways.
So brings up 3rd down and about 7. 2.5-minute mark. Rosendahl rolls out to pass. Plants his feet, fires over the middle. It's deflected away. Tristan Larson got a hand on it. Does a nice job of breaking that pass up. And it'll be 4th down for the Prowlers.
Yeah, I like the idea for Thief River Falls. Almost every time they throw the ball, it's a play action. So they have a fake or two, and then they have a couple of routes. Usually it's called levels route. So you have one route that goes deeper and one a little bit shallower, and then wherever the quarterback rolls out, those routes go to the quarterback. But there, one of the receivers, that tight end, should have worked back a little bit because he was just standing there.
Spears will punt it away. Onenson back to receive. Onenson at his 40. He's going to let it bounce. So that's a short punt, but it's a gratuitous roll for the Prowlers into the 42, and that's where it will stop. And the Yellowjackets will take over their 2nd possession of the game, leading this one 7-0 on your United Community Bank scoreboard. And we'd like to thank our sponsors, Great Clips. Download the Great Clips app from the App Store to find the location nearest you today, and get ready to stay tuned for our Go Wild halftime show brought to you by Frontier Airlines. Visit flyfrontier.com today to learn about the Go Wild Pass and lock in one-way flights in and out of both Fargo and Minneapolis for as low as $15. Handoff inside. That's Sandberg to the left. Gets across the 45 to the 46.
Full house backfield again. Last drive, they did it 4 or 5 plays, I believe. So, Perham offensive coordinator, let's keep doing it until they adjust and until they stop it. There's no need to pass here. We got good field position, get 3 or 4 yards at a time. Nice job by 87 Brandon Sandberg running the ball, too, and he probably hasn't practiced it much.
Onenson receiver split to the right again, that full house backfield. Handoff this time. Kennedy, nothing doing. He loses a couple. Gets back and is knocked down at the 41-yard line. Nice read by the Prowler front there. That was Keaton Halverson on that one. And it's 3rd down and long now for the Yellowjacks. First time they've been backed up against the sticks tonight.
Full house backfield, counter play, so you fake one way and you give it off behind you as a quarterback and goes the opposite way. Thief River's 5 down linemen did a nice job. Their edge on the left and then their left tackle are the 2 guys that made the play, and Perham's running back didn't have anywhere to go.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right side. Schmidt in the pistol, sends a man in motion. That's Kennedy. He's going to roll left. Schmidt. Plants now looking to run. And now loses the football as he gets hit the fumble, but it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Yellowjackets at the 40-yard line. A nice bounce there for Schmitz. Fortunately for the Yellowjackets, it'll be 4th down, though.
That play took a long time to develop. As a quarterback, you either got to throw it 2 seconds early or you just got to sprint and try to get yards and then run out of bounds so you don't take those extra bumps.
Jamison Hurst will be back for the punt. Schmidt in punt formation. Hurst is at his own 20. High snap. Schmidt gets it away, though, and it's a nice kick. Hurst comes up, makes the catch at the 24. Cuts back, but is wrapped up by Onenson and brought down to the ground at the 26 on a nice tackle there by Gage Onenson.
Gage Onenson, nice field coverage there. He's a receiver on this near side and just got by the corner and did a little WWE action there, Jason.
Nice tackle there. Bears up 1st and 10 for the Prowlers now at their own 26. Blake Schmidt was getting a little talking to from head coach Jesse Hine. I think talking about what you just said a little bit about got to get rid of that football a little bit sooner, and that was kind of a problem that plagued them a little bit in Fergus Falls too. But now Rosendahl and the Prowlers will try to answer, trailing 7-0 with 35 seconds to go in our opening quarter. Handoff in to the backfield, not much doing there, and gets back to the line of scrimmage to the ball carrier Lundeen.
So Thief River offensively is showing us a couple things. Every time they've gotten a 1st down, that first play of this fresh set of downs, it's been a fullback dive right up A gap. So I'm sure the guys up top on the booth for Perm or Perm's defensive coordinator has scouted that, or they've picking up on their tendencies a little bit too.
A quick moving first quarter. The Yellowjackets lead 7-0 on your United Community Bank scoreboard. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with their second quarter here from the Ted Meinhover Field in Perham.
Ray's Sport and Marine in Perham has you covered for all your recreational needs. Ray's carries a large inventory of Lund boats, Bennington pontoons, plus Viaggio pontoons. They also carry the Yamaha line of ATVs and UTVs, as well as the full line of Honda Power Sports. Stop in and check out all of what Ray's Sport and Marine has to offer. Good luck to all Perham athletes, and go Yellowjackets!
Every day, thousands of dogs in the lakes area are told to stay. When they wanted to play at the Backyard Play Care, Doggy Daycare, or Play Care is the perfect spot for your dog. 100% supervised playtime and 100% fun in a brand new facility that opens this fall. Contact the Backyard Boarding and Play Care at 218-346-4104 or check us out on Facebook today.
Welcome back. Here it's Thief River Falls football to start the second quarter. Yellowjackets lead 7-0. Rosendahl fakes and keeps outside. Kennedy there wraps him up, makes a nice tackle. Rosendahl gets to the 30, picks up about 4, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Earlier in the first quarter, Jason, we talked about how that quarterback will fake it once or twice and keep the ball on his hip. That's exactly what he did there, but Perham got lucky there. That might have been a horse collar with number 8 Perham pulling down the back of that quarterback's jersey there. And if you grab the shoulder pads and you vertically pull it down, that's a flag every time. It's a horse collar.
And it'll be 3rd down for the Prowlers again. One receiver split wide to the left side. Rosendahl will hand it off. Not much doing there for Hurst. The hole kind of closed quickly. It brings up 4th down and 4. And decision time for head coach Kurt Reynolds.
Good stuff there for Perham defense. Again, I don't know if the white hat didn't see it, but Thief River Falls right running back flinched right before the snap, too. That could have been 4th and 10 or 4th and 9 versus 4th and 4. Either way, it looks like they're going to punt here.
Onenson will be back at his 34 as Spears will punt for Thief River Falls. Nice snap. Another nice kick by Spears. They're kicking away from Onenson tonight. And that's a nice out-of-bounds kick there. It goes out at the 33 A nice kick there again by Spears. He's had a lot of practice tonight, and he's did another nice kick there. And actually, they backed up to the 31 and got a nice bounce for there.
Really nice bounce right before it went out of bounds. Let's see what Thief does defensively, if they're going to still stay in that 3-5 or 5-3 look, or if they're going to mix it up here and bring pressure off the edge. Maybe more pressure up the middle. Send a Mike Backer in the middle up an A-gap and have your nose go the opposite A-gap, plug those A-gaps up. Try to take away the lead blocker for Perham, number 87, Brandon Sandberg.
One receiver left, one to the right side. The backs are in an I. Schmidt under center. Handoff to Hackle, and it gets swarmed under. Met right away. Getting there was Ethan Eidelbis, and it looked like Rosendahl was in there as well. As they read that one well and did the Prowler defense, and they swarmed under Hackle.
Yeah, right edge player made the play. He just went straight down the line of scrimmage. I think, offensively that left offensive tackle, he's got to chip that guy and then try to go to the next level, even though you got a long ways to go. You got to get a chip on him so he doesn't keep making the play, because the last series, too, on the other side, their edge player ran straight down the line, too, and I'm sure that's what they were coached to do.
Yellowjackets come out with trips left. One receiver right in the gun. Schmidt with the Hackle to his right. Quick pass near side. That's complete. That's Happel. Happel cuts up field and gets across the 40 to the 43, and a first down there. Nice pitch and catch. Schmidt to Happel, and a first down for the Yellowjackets.
Trips left formation looked like some type of bubble play. Bubble is where one receiver either stops or he starts to run towards the quarterback, and there's two guys going out to block at the same time. You can't lay hands on the defensive guy until he catches it, so the timing on bubbles is really key, and Perham had nice timing on that play for a first down to move those chains.
Trips right, Detloff the lone one here to the left. Hackle to the left of Schmidt. Quick pass, same play, right side. This time Happel again. Cuts out right side. Crosses midfield. It'll be close where he gets the first down, and if he does, into Prowler territory. Schmidt 2 for 3 now, or 2 for 2, because that one earlier was a fumble, so it's now a first down for the Yellowjackets.
Same play, just to the other side. That's the third time so far that Perham has run a play to one side, and they've ran the same exact play to the opposite side, just flip the formation. So Thief River Falls defensively, if you see a play, you see a specific formation, they just flip it. I would expect them to do the same thing on the other side if they've done that 3 times so far.
9:13 to go, second quarter. Jackets lead 7-0 and driving. Schmidt again, Happel. Third time in a row, crosses the 40, drives forward. Gets wrapped up there by Ethan Lane. Also in on the tackle is Jackson Harms.
Now run this bubble, trips near side to the left. Now what you do is go trips to the right, you fake a pass to the bubble guy, and the two guys that go out and block, you do 5 routes or 5 and sprint right past the corners, and it should be wide open touchdown in the end zone.
What does this do for confidence for Blaze Schmidt? 3 straight completions right there on nice passes to Happel. Now trips left, one receiver to the right, Hackle behind him in the pistol. Handoff, Hackle will get the first down to the right side and more. Looking to the edge, he gets the edge. Now he's at the 20, the 10, to the 5, he's in the end zone, touchdown. Hudson Hackle goes 38 yards for the score.
Well, obviously that's a good play call too, Jason. You bring trips to the near side. Strength call to the wide side of the field sometimes. Some defenses will call strength to numbers. So if you have trips on one side or doubles, you look at if there's an extra running back on one side or the other. But nice play call too by Perham there. And Thief River got sucked into all that trips. They brought an extra defensive back over, and it opened up one less guy for Hudson Hackle to go through. And
now Hackle will try for his extra point. Snap, spot, the kick on its way, and Hackle is good again, as it's now 14-0 after the touchdown run by Hackle on the extra point. The Yellowjackets lead on the Magnitude Sports Network. We'll take a quick timeout.
At Waterfront Recreational LLC, the mission is to deliver high-quality and custom-built steps, decks, and docks so you can access and enjoy your property. We believe in hard work, honest and fair dealing, high-quality craftsmanship, and excellent customer service. Our products have proven results. We can't control the weather, but our docks remain rock solid in the windiest of conditions. We also offer boat storage in the wintertime. Call or text 218-298-1353 for more information about each of our services, or visit waterfrontrecreational.com today.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care, Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
Welcome back to Ted Meinhover Field. The Yellowjackets strike again. Hudson Hackle with a touchdown run, which was set up by some nice passing between Blaze Schmidt and Mason Happel. And Hackle finishes it off with a 38-yard run unofficially to make it 14-0 in favor of the Yellowjackets on the United Community Bank scoreboard. Hackle slowly.
I don't think he doesn't know if the ref blew the whistle or not.
Now we'll kick it away, and another strong kick. At about the 3. And a nice return there. Now a flag coming out on the return by Hurst. Far sideline, the flag came out.
Block in the back, usually on kick returns or punt returns. Sometimes hold, but most of the time it's usually a block in the back. Not a good start for Thief.
And that is backing up the Prowlers. It's a hold.
Opposite of what I just said.
Welcome to the announcer jinx in the booth.
Yeah, no kidding. But would you agree most of the time when it's kick returns and punt returns, Jason, am I going crazy here?
No, that's the first thing that I went to when I saw the flag.
Oh, goodness.
Backs him up to the 15. Now the Prowlers need to find an answer, trailing 14-0. Handoff left edge. And nice, powerful run. That's
on the tackle, number 52, Dylan Ralston.
trying to check, see the running back there that carried. It looked like it was Lundeen. It wasn't because he's on the near side. I believe that was Winter.
Yep. Gabe Winter, senior, number 29. Running back for him. He also plays linebacker. Pivotal guy for this offense and defense.
Handoff, nice run there, breaking free, and a strong one. Anderson's the only one to bring him down and does. What a powerful run there on the run for Jackson Boyer, and a first down for the Prowlers across the 45, or right at the 45.
So when Thief River Falls run the power T formation and they get a big run like that, one of two things happens. It's two guys in the same gap defensively and they don't know their assignment, or a guy who knew his assignment went for the wrong fake, or he went for the guy who didn't have the ball, and then it opens up, obviously, a seam. That's usually the only two things that happen when you bust long runs like that.
Rosendahl looking to throw, pulls it down, runs forward, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Backside pursuit coming there on the far side was Hackle. Rosendahl wisely pulled it down and got back to the line of scrimmage. If he doesn't pull that down, that has turnover written all over it.
Yeah, and he didn't have a man open either, too. On this near side was defending, I believe, their go-to tight end. Gage Johnson was defending him. Nothing there. You know, he did the smart thing of just run if you can. Cooper Anderson was that tight end there, number 16. Now he's lined up on the near side, too, and Gage is over the top of him. Two athletic kids there.
Handoff again straight inside. Nice run there by Boyer as he goes left after cutting it out. Gets the 40. Be third down and 5.
I like how Thief is mixing up the play calls. It's a little bit different now. It's not as predictable. With the throw on second down, they threw on first down a little bit earlier now, and then a dive on that second down here. Let's see. It's either going to be a counter or a QB keep here.
6.5 and counting to go in the second quarter. Yellowjackets lead 14-0 on the United Community Bank scoreboard. And that's Boyer, first down, and continuing to plow forward. That's Winter, on the powerful run there. And he gets a first down inside the 30 to the 24 as the Prowlers are approaching the Reuter Family Dentistry red zone.
Gabe Winter, number 29, he's got 250 yards and 2 touchdowns on the year, so he's second in line as far as total amount of yards behind 25 Griffin Lundeen, and then third, number 22, Jackson Boyer's got 230 yards.
Rosendahl goes to Boyer this time, but he stood up. Not much doing there. Boyer gets stood up at the 25 to the 24. It'll be second down. Ralston was there right away. Hudson Hackle at the football, just hands it politely to the official.
Yeah. What the official sleeping or grabbing hand warmers or something there.
As you can tell, the cloud's starting to come over Ted Meinhover Field. Getting a little bit chilly. Wind blowing across the field again. Rosendahl looking to throw, drops it off near side. That's Winter. Gets to the 10 to the 5, lowers his shoulder, drives forward and gets driven out of bounds at the 5-yard line inside the Reuter Family Dentistry red zone. It's first and goal for the Prowlers.
At the beginning of the game, we had talked about how Thief loves to play action on second down, and you look at the chains there, it was 2nd and 10. Now you just grind it out. You're only 4 yards away, and you got 5 minutes left till the half.
First and goal at the 4 for the Prowlers, looking to cut into the Yellow Jacket lead. Power T formation, Rosendahl under center. He's going to keep it and gets swarmed under a nice backside pursuit by Hudson Hackle and brings Rosendahl down at the 9 and a loss of 5.
QB keep, fakes it, puts it on his back hip and runs, but man, Hudson Hackle, number 2 for Perham, he's having a day. Chasing him down from behind. Sometimes the flaw about faking it and putting on your hip is when you put that ball on your hip, you can't get your full strides out as you sprint because your one arm isn't moving. So if you're 4 yards away, I like faking it and just sprinting to get to that pylon versus try to put it on your hip.
Second down and goal at the 8. Under 4.5 to go in our first half. Early start tonight for Hall of Fame night. Rosendahl looking to throw, fires a pass deflected and drops to the ground. As guess who was there? It was Hudson Hackle. See, knocks that one down. Pressure on the backside got to Rosendahl as well. He comes up slow. He got hit hard on the play.
Hudson Hackle, I don't think Perham flips on their defensive formations. They primarily just stay on one side. So, Hudson Hackle, number 2 for Perham's having a really good offensive day and defensive day. Run the ball the opposite way from him.
Senior leader, knowing that they're missing some key players, really stepping up tonight for the Yellow Jackets. Prowlers are going to think this one over. 3rd down and 8, and goal at the 8. They're going to call timeout. We'll take a break here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Central Market, the fresh place in Perham and Detroit Lakes, offering the freshest meat, produce, bakery, and deli products possible with great value for your money. A visit to Central Market is a journey into freshness. You'll always be able to find a wide variety of items that will result in the perfect meal for your family and friends. Begin with their meat department, and whether it's succulent fruit and vegetables, fresh baked specialties from their bakery, or the convenience of fresh deli selections. Central Market is the fresh place for your family. Go Yellowjackets!
Welcome back to the Ted Meinhover Field. A big 3rd down coming up for the Prowlers. 3rd and goal at the 8 with 4:15 to go. It was 1st and goal at the 4, but Rosendahl got sacked by Hudson Hackle, and then a pass deflected by Hudson Hackle.
Yeah, Hudson Hackle, he's missing his teammate he's had since 5th grade, Braylon Rock, and then another running back. When there's injuries, that gives you an opportunity to step up and lead your team, and sometimes it's other guys, sometimes it's one of their key players, and Hudson Hackle's seizing the moment.
Rosendahl with the toss to Boyer, cuts right, gets men at the 5. So they're trying to push him forward, and he gets down to the 4, and it'll be 4th and goal. Ty Rooney and Onenson there. And the Yellow Jackets now will call timeout on a big 4th down here for the Prowlers. Actually an injury timeout as well, so we'll take a break.
Hansen's Plumbing and Heating provides the highest quality products and services to ensure the comfort and safety of all their customers. It's what they do. Henry Hansen, later known as Hardware Hank, first opened the family hardware store in the early 1930s in Burgess, Minnesota. Today, they are proud to carry on his legacy of hard work and honesty through teamwork, fellowship, cutting-edge technology, and forward thinking. 218-346-2422 or make a visit in Perham, Fergus, or Detroit Lakes today. Hanson's Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Minnesota families for over 80 years.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood. With expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock. With people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware. You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware, right here in downtown Perham.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Back to live action coming back to the line. 4th and goal, the Prowlers with 4:06 to go, second quarter. Rosendahl under center. Takes the handoff, throws the pass. It's a jump ball. It's incomplete.
What a play.
Anderson came down with it, but I think they ruled he was out of bounds. Good defensive coverage right in front of the Yellowjackets student section. It's incomplete and a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Jason, during commercial break there, we talked about what would you do, and we both came up with fake it and get the ball to their tight end as the dive is probably going to get stuff. I wouldn't do the QB keep in that play there. So really nice coverage to stay home and do your job as a defensive back there. And now Perham's got the ball at the 4-yard line with 4 minutes to go. You want to try to just get a couple of first downs and don't creep any closer to the end zone there.
And it's Hall of Fame night, so the game tonight starting at 6 o'clock. The Yellowjackets inducting 5 groups, actually 4 individuals and 1 team. The 1991 girls basketball team that finished 4th in the state is being honored tonight. Maddie McClellan, actually now Maddie Van Beek. She's a coach at Concordia and also had an illustrious career here in Perham during her time as a cross-country runner. Charlie Fleck, the longtime gymnastics coach. He led the Yellowjackets to 8 straight Class A championships. He's going in tonight. Ron Burns, a contributor who has done a lot for a lot of the sports teams, and he's on the sideline tonight. You can see him wearing the yellow jacket now into the Hall of Fame. He's done a lot for the media, for people in sports, amateur baseball, amongst others. And Max Stahl will be inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight as well. A prominent wrestler for the Yellowjackets throughout his career and had a strong career, went on to wrestle at the collegiate level as well. They'll be honored at halftime. Now a big situation here for the Yellowjackets with under 4 to go. They're going to hand off to Hackle straight ahead. Or along the left side, he goes straight ahead to about the 8 as they're backed up. And a nice, powerful run there to give yourself some space.
On the tackle, number 29, Dave Winter.
So it'll be second down and 6. The Yellowjackets, I think, are going to be content to work the clock and take that 14-0 lead. Maybe take a chance here on second down, but might be content to try to work the clock as much as you can backed up.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're backed up in your own end zone, a lot of times you take a shot down the sideline, just a deep pass, and see if you can get lucky and get a gain of 30 there. But Blaze Schmidt with the quarterback keep. Pregame we talked about, we got to get him running on the ground a little bit more. If you're Perm and Thief River Falls had a pretty good job of stuffing him at the line, but then he got an extra step or two and gained another 5 or 6 yards.
He absorbed some strong hits on that drive, did Blaze Schmidt.
Yeah, he got up and shook his head a little bit and thinking, ooh, baby, I got smacked on that one.
That'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellowjacks. Clock under 3. Yellowjackets 2 timeouts. Thief River Falls with 2 timeouts as well, with the Yellowjacks content to work the clock as much as they can.
Thief River Falls body language right now, they look tired. They don't look real energetic. Get leaders, step it up defensively for Thief River Falls.
And off right side, that's Kennedy, and he gets brought down hard, and a nice tackle by Hurst. Wraps him up at the line of scrimmage. And the outside guys from Thief River Falls have done a good job wrapping up.
Those 2 edge players have done a fantastic job in this first half, Jason. They've been – typically your job is contained. You want to funnel everything back inside your defensive tackles and your linebackers. You don't want to let anything go outside of you. So they've done a nice job of making plays, too, while doing their job.
Brings up 2nd and 10. Timeout situation here might be interesting, especially with the way the wind's blowing across the field. Handoff Hackle. And he gets a powerful run across the 20 to the 24. I was going to say, if you pinned him back here on a 2nd down run, you might think about using your timeout on defense if you're Thief. Because it's 3rd and about 4 is what they're going to say, 3rd and 3.
Yeah, they still have 2 timeouts left.
And there it is.
Yep.
They're going to call that timeout. We'll take a quick break.
New Horizons Realty is a full-service real estate company who has been helping buyers and sellers in Lakes Country for over 25 years. They understand the local market conditions because they are from here, live here, and have lifelong careers in real estate. Get a free estimate with an experienced, local, laid-back, and friendly agent that's a part of a team you can trust and will go to work for you. Visit permrealestate.com or call 218-346-7767 to speak with Chad and his dedicated team at New Horizons Realty in Perm.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. So
back here, handoff. Hackle gets the first down. So now we touched on it a little bit. The clock stops until they spot and move the chains. Now if you're Perham, do you change your plan? As a Packer fan, we've seen this backfire many times throughout the years at the half, where you take a timeout on defense and you see the other team get the first down. But it looks like Perham's going to be content with that and just take their time. But now they break the huddle quick and come to the line with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. Schmidt in the pistol with Hackle behind him. And handoff will go to Hackle. And coming in quickly late there to make the tackles, Keaton Hoverson. He did a nice job pursuing back to get to the tackle and hold Hackle to a 2-yard gain.
You know, with only a minute and a half left to go until half and you're still, 70 yards away from scoring, you got a 2-score lead and you get the ball at half. I don't think you take any risks here or in the last couple of minutes. You just keep moving the chains by running the ball, especially because it's getting colder. Kids' hands are getting kind of numb. Just keep running the ball. Don't take any risks. Give them a chance to intercept it and potentially put 6 points on the board for them.
And they go trips with 1 receiver to the right. Handoff Hackle. It worked last time, but now right there and reading that well was Thief River Falls, Caden Rose to wrap up Hackle. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, you just go trips in that situation to spread those outside linebackers and that edge guy out and a defensive back too, and just to get less guys in the box too, because your Thief River Falls, you're thinking, what's Perham going to do? They're going to run it here. There's, why would you throw it? So I like the idea of putting trips out and trying to spread them out a little bit more. Obviously, with the concept, you're going to hand the ball off anyways.
Well, at the half, on your United Community Bank scoreboard, the Yellowjackets will take a 14-0 lead into the break. And coming up next, our Go Wild halftime show presented by Frontier Airlines. Visit flyfrontier.com today to learn about the Go Wild Pass and lock in one-way flights in and out of both Fargo and Minneapolis for as low as $15. Halftime coming up. Yellowjackets lead this one 14-0.
At Great Clips, we use online check-in to help NHL player Jack Hughes achieve game day flow faster, so he can do more with his time off the clock. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
At Great Clips, we use clip notes to save NHL player Cale Makar's haircut details, so he's always confident in his hockey hair. Because with a name like Cale, you gotta sport great salad. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
For over 30 years, Budget Blinds, based out of Detroit Lakes, has been serving Perham, Fergus Falls, Park Rapids, and the surrounding area. Whether you need blinds, shutters, or drapes, check out the entire inventory online at budgetblinds.com. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit them online today, budgetblinds.com, or give them a call at 218-206-9599. That's 218-206-9599 and online at budgetblinds.com.
I have 3 amazing kids, and it can be a bit complicated.
All right, you guys, you ready?
But there's nothing else like it in the world.
Bye, honey. Traveling with kids is on another level.
Yay, let's go.
I appreciate all the extra help I can get when we fly.
Hi, how can I help?
I'm honored to get every passenger to their destination.
I'm so grateful that I've been able to fly with my 3 young kids.
At Frontier, we get it. We're flyers too, and we believe the sky is for everyone.
We take pride in what we send out. When you open a bag of licorice, you want that licorice to look good, you want that licorice to taste good. We work for you. We take pride in what we're making and what we are offering. It is so important to me. I do thank KLN from the bottom of my heart. They believe you and your family is important.
Welcome back here at halftime. It's Ted Meinhover Field. The Yellowjackets on your United Community Bank scoreboard lead this one by a score of 14-0. And tonight, as we touched on, it's Perham Hall of Fame night. 5 groups overall, 4 individuals, and 1 team going into the Hall of Fame tonight. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight, Ron Burns, a contributor, Max Stahl, Maddie Van Beek, the 1991 girls basketball team, and Charlie Fleck posthumously will be going into the Hall of Fame tonight. Right now they're naming off the Hall of Famers that are in attendance that have joined here tonight at Ted Meinhover Field, and it's always a special night tonight when it's the Perham Hall of Fame night here. And Hans Hansen, who's just got the big round of applause, was also just inducted into the Frazee Hall of Fame last weekend, so it's been a fun year for Hans Hansen.
Hans Hansen's a top-notch guy, you know, as a teacher, as a coach, as a person. Living in Vergas, he all these years he's coached girls basketball, boys basketball, softball, baseball, and being in Perham's Hall of Fame is really cool. But being inducted into Frazee's Hall of Fame too, that's really special. Growing up there as a Perham resident and living in Frazee, and now being in the Perham Hall of Fame too. He's a really good guy.
I've had the honor of covering his 300th career baseball win, but now the class being inducted right now, you can see right on our camera. But looking at tonight's game, Grant, right now at half, the Yellowjackets have really done a great job establishing that line of scrimmage tonight.
Yeah, primarily a 5-3 defensive-wise for Perham, and that's doing the job. And Thief River's struggling with their basic dive in the A-gaps. Perham's plugging up the A-gaps really nice. They've had a couple of nice 1 or 2 fakes for a few gains of like 7, 8, 10 yards. But I think if I'm Thief River Falls, I'm thinking my tight end, number 16, Cooper Anderson, doesn't have a catch yet. And he only has, I think, 5 catches, but he's got 175 yards and 1 touchdown. So he's got a lot of yards, and when he catches the ball, it's a big play. And for Thief River to get back in this game, it has to be a big play. They don't have time to chew the clock for 7, 8 minutes and try to score twice in this half, especially because Perham gets the ball at half. Get a stop if you're Thief River Falls right away, 3 and out. Very similar to what we talked about 2 weeks ago, Jason, with Little Falls. You know, with Perham up on Little Falls at that time too. But exciting second half here awaits, I think, as these guys get inducted into the Perham Hall of Fame.
I was trying to take a look at the area scoreboard, but I just looked at my watch. It's only 10-7. So a lot of those games have not started yet tonight. And some of those games I'm talking about, Little Falls taking on Fergus Falls, Morris area Chicago, Alberta taking on East Grand Forks, and Detroit Lakes and DGF, the game that a lot of people have their eyes on tonight. That's on our sister station tonight. You can catch that one on Magnitude Sports. As Detroit Lakes taking on DGF. Last year, DGF was able to edge out Detroit Lakes. Detroit Lakes looking to return the favor this year.
DGF and Detroit Lakes, Highway 10 battle in Perham and DL too. You have the battle for the paddle. In the last couple of years, DL's taken it to Perham a little bit, but that DL-DGF matchup is always a bloodbath. You got really big and strong offensive linemen for both squads. You got running backs and linebackers that are really strong and athletic kids. Neither team throws a ball very much. They don't really need to in their offense. DL does a two-back system primarily, throw it once in a while, and DGF does sometimes like a power T, a power wing T formation look. And DGF, they're just so strong. They spend so many hours every day, and the days add up into weeks and months, and it's just in their brain to get in the weight room. And if you don't get in the weight room, you're not going to have a shot on Friday nights for DGF. And they've started that culture many years ago, and they just keep rolling and getting bigger and bigger. And you look at DGF, and some of those guys, you're like, man, how old are you? Are you 16, 17, or are you 24 or 25? It's almost like you're looking at some of those guys in their Division II linemen.
There is one score that I just found that started early as well. Morris area, Chicago, Alberta leads East Grand Forks 7-0 at the half. That one could throw a wrench into how seedings play out for the way Section 8 3A looks, because right now it's DGF 1, East Grand Forks 2, Morris area, Fergus Falls, Perham, and Thief River Falls to round out. It's a 6-team section this year, so 1 and 2 get that Tuesday night off. They get to watch and heal up, and then they come back to the field on Saturday.
Yeah, Jason, something that started last year is whoever beats someone, if let's say Perham beats Thief River Falls tonight, even if they're in the tiebreaker margin, Perham is going to trump them anyways, or let's say that Perham's record is better and they're the 4 seed and Thief is the 5, and let's say Thief were to beat them head-to-head, it passes them whether they're in that margin or they're not. So this could get really funky, and there could be multiple teams flip-flopping here in the next 2 weeks, especially if East Grand Forks loses to Morris.
It is amazing you mentioned that, how much that little caveat just changed on the QRF for the last year, and the talk on how seedings have played out. We saw, basketball for sure played out, and now you mentioned that, touch on that, slipped my mind until you just brought that up, how big a role that's going to play, especially in a small section when there's only 6 teams.
Yeah, and you're 1 and 2 seeds, you get a bye, you get a long time to heal. You can, as a coaching staff, you can get together and say, you know what, we're kind of banged up a little bit, we got a few injuries, let's take off 4 days. There's no hurt in that because you still have 5 days of practice, so a 1 and 2 seed is huge going into playoffs. And if you're a 3, 4, 5, 6, like we talked about in pregame, I think any of these teams can beat anybody. It's a pretty even section. I still think DGF is kind of the perennial powerhouse lately. I'd say in the last 8-10 years, Perham has beaten DGF a couple times in the finals. East Grand has beaten them. But you look at all of those 10-12 years, they've been there the most out of any other team in the section.
Well, we're on halftime. The Yellowjackets lead this one 14-0. Our Perham Hall of Fame introduction to the crowd is taking place right now. The ceremony itself will take place at the Cactus following the conclusion of tonight's game. So we'll take a quick timeout, come back. We'll talk more about the Hall of Famers when we come back on the Magnitude Sports Network.
It's something new every day, some different stuff to do. It's not the same monotonous thing over and over again.
Everybody works together, everybody knows everybody, we all get along just well. It's just a great company to work with.
It's like a big family here. It's just everybody gets along with everybody and everybody clicks. Everybody just helps everybody out. And it's a pretty awesome job to have.
Welcome to Perham, Minnesota, a great place to visit and an even better place to live. Here's a look at just a few of the things you can experience here.
next getaway, visit Perham.com.
We got another half yet.
Welcome back to halftime here. Jason Close with Grant Turkheising here on the Go Wild Halftime Show, presented by Frontier Airlines. Visit flyfrontier.com today to learn about the Go Wild Pass and lock in one-way flights in and out of both Fargo and Minneapolis for as low as $15. As at the half, the Yellowjackets lead this one by a score of 14-0. A pair of Hudson Hackle touchdowns, one of 4 yards in the first quarter, and then one of 38 in the second, has the Yellowjackets ahead 14-0 heading into the third quarter as the Hall of Famers get ready to go for one more lap around the Ted Meinhover Field in the Perham Trolley. And congratulations to them tonight. And there will be one that won't be joining the trolley ride. That will be Ron Burns. You can see walking to his clipboard there, the famous statistician for Perham football. Made my job easier for many years when I was at the newspaper. And thank him and congratulate him for going into the Hall of Fame here tonight. A well-deserved honor for Ron.
Jason, do you know how many years he's been doing stats for Perham football?
I think the number was 38 if I remember right, or it's close to 40. I know I wrote up a little release on PerhamYellowjackets.com and had that number, and it slipped my mind right now off the number, but it's approaching 40, I think, for stats of Yellow Jacket football.
Yeah, Ron Burns, he does such an excellent job. And what's cool about Ron is he's got a full-time day job here in town, and then he comes to every Friday night game. I think he's only missed like 3 in all those years, and it's for obviously good reasons. And then, he'll get those stats together, and it's by minute exactly what happens. And he's got some other guys to help him too, but he's kind of the head coach of the crew, if you will. But he emails that out to the coaches later that night, sometimes in the morning, depending on, if Perham's in Thief River Falls or East Grand Forks or when they used to play Pequot, So Ron Burns he does an excellent job with statistics.
He spent, I believe, 30 years as well as doing stats for the NFL and Major League Baseball, and his program is second to none when it comes to that, and it's always great. I remember walking the sidelines as a sports editor for the local paper, and always we would discuss and talk about certain plays and certain yardages. I was always off a yard or two, and Ron was right there to make sure he had the right number.
Yeah, he's a really, really nice guy, and he'll talk to you like he's known you for 30 years. I remember coming to this area and meeting him probably 10 or 11 years ago and introduced myself, and we had a conversation for 5 minutes, and it was like, I've known this guy for 5 years. It's a super friendly dude. And then when the whistle blows and the game starts, he's looking at his paper and he's running right to the ball wherever it's spotted, and he's still got some giddy-up left in his step, so hopefully he gives Perham football another 15, 20 years or more.
And alongside him, Ray Saylor, standing with him, does a lot of the defensive stats as well and helps out a great crew, like you said, that they have working together. Of another Hall of Famer in Ray Saylor, as we get ready to go. This is your Visit Go Wild halftime show presented by Frontier Airlines, and Frontier Airlines getting a lot of business the last few days with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Swifties flying to Minneapolis for the big battle on Sunday as the Vikings hope to hang with the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday.
Oh man, the media attention on that couple there, Jason, has been unbelievable. And we were talking pregame, let's talk about this a little bit. Well, I bet you the tickets are sold out. Just thinking maybe Taylor Swift is going to be coming to Minneapolis and in the bank. So, I don't know if you're a Taylor Swift fan or not. I personally am not, but I do love the Chiefs and I do love Kelsey. I think he's a really hard worker. He's a smart dude. And obviously Patrick Mahomes, he's got some of the most special talent in the whole world. And he doesn't have a lot of receivers to work with this year, and they're still winning a couple games. But you know what? Who's going to be there in the end or the championship? It's going to be the Chiefs, or they're going to get really close to it. So they got Andy Reid, one of the best football minds in the whole world as well.
And can you believe this is actually the first matchup ever between Mahomes and Kirk Cousins? So that's going to be a fun battle because Kansas City, defensively, they're not really all that sharp. Well, granted, Chris Jones back adds a lot to that defense, but I expect a lot of points on Sunday afternoon.
Chiefs defense, you think about even the years they've won the Super Bowl or gotten close, they haven't been top 5. And it's been the offense that's putting points on the board, and you hope that their defense can keep opposing teams to 22 to 24 points or less, because there's games where the Chiefs score 30 to 42 points.
And they made Zach Wilson look like Aaron Rodgers last Sunday night. If it wasn't for a unique call on Sauce Gardner, and that's all we'll say on that one. I'll say on that one.
Very unique, Jason. We don't have to go into details about that call on air here, but yeah, you know, Zach Wilson, he's been kind of a bust so far, and with that Rodgers injury, it's kind of similar to what we talked about with Braylon Rock. You know, this is Braylon Rock's senior year, and it's taken away from him. And Aaron Rodgers, this is his first year with the Jets, and the Jets had high expectations. I mean, their head coach, he was excited. He was jacked to have Rodgers in town, and picked up key running back from Minnesota as well, and it's gone on play number 4 of the first game or something like that. So
we'll take a quick timeout, come back with your second half here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Make memories that they'll remember and pass down a tradition. Enjoy your freedom with the road less traveled and spend time with the ones you love. Whether it's here or there, make the most out of life and spend time with who you choose. And choose Quillo from United Community Bank. Whatever life has in store for you, finance it with Quillo. Learn more at ucbankmn.com. United Community Bank, Perham, Crazy, Dent. Subject to credit approval. Auto payment required. United Community Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
River's Edge Cabinetry loves their customers, and customers like Emily love them right back. She says, I've seen a lot of cabinets in my 16 years of real estate sales and appraising, and the quality of River's Edge Cabinetry is right there with the best. Jen says working with them was great because they took care of everything. I really like their style, attention to detail, and being able to see 3D drawings up front. Call 218-346-0127 or visit the website today, riversedgecabinetry.com, turning your vision into reality.
Reuter Family Dentistry, with locations in Perham and Wadena, welcomes new patients. Here's what Reuter Family Dentistry can offer you.
We offer wisdom teeth removal, sedation dentistry, dental implants, root canals, cosmetic dentistry, and Invisalign.
The fact that it can be done here is really important for me because, I mean, it's a chore sometimes getting all your maintenance done. So if it's all done in the right place, that makes it a lot easier.
Thanks.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the second half. Your KLN Penalty Brands kickoff coming up here. The Prowlers will kick things off. Again, we'd like to thank all our fans that are tuning in tonight, hopefully enjoying tonight's broadcast here on the Main Food Sports Network.
Jackson Rohde, thanks for your shout-out, buddy. JR, hope you're doing well. I know you're a big fan of athletics around this area.
That's Happel. Back deep, and the kick goes towards Happel. It's going to go just short of the end zone. Happel's going to have to come back. It's a free ball.
Grab
and
it.
Thief River Falls will walk in for a touchdown. Unbelievable break there for the Prowlers as they let the ball drop. It doesn't go into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Prowlers.
Holy moly, that's a lack of communication there by Perham's two deep guys returning the ball.
Picking it up is Jackson Tanner for Thief River Falls.
That is a huge swing for Thief River Falls.
So the Prowlers score on the special teams touchdown by Jackson Tanner.
Yeah, Perham just had about a minute there of a lack of concentration. And it looks like Perham's coaches are asking what happened here. Did the ball bounce on the line? Because if it did, that should have been a touchback. I would argue it too.
But now the extra point will be tried by Braden Spears, but the officials are going to discuss. From our angle up here, I know we don't have the best. I thought it was short. It didn't go in the end zone, but we'll have to wait and see on this one. As of right now, the touchdown's on the board. I'm not going to push the button yet until we get the change.
If I'm a Thief River Falls coach too, I'm standing on the 20-yard line and I'm giving in my 2 cents to the refs too. Like, you can't reverse this call. It's already been done. That ball did not land in the end zone. That's points for us. Don't take this away from us.
Jesse Hine is at the 10. Kurt Reynolds, and the Prowlers head coach is huddling with his squad already. as you can see on our screen. But wow.
That's why high school football and high school sports are fun in general. I mean, you have to pay attention. Did you hear a whistle, Jason? I didn't hear a whistle at all. Usually they blow it pretty early in that situation.
It is going to be a touchdown.
Well, you know, the good thing is on that, Jason.
Or wait.
Ball will be spotted at the 2-yard line as that cannot be advanced.
So they say you can't advance it, so it'll be first and goal for the Prowlers at the 4. So no touchdown, can't advance that. So it's first and goal for the Prowlers. So Rosendahl in the first big break for the Prowlers. Handoff straight ahead, plowing forward, but short. It'll be second and goal.
Yeah, you know, you don't see that very often on that kickoff and that kick return.
Quick to the line, Prowlers. Rosendahl is going to try and get pushed forward on the sneak. Gets to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be third and goal.
You know, when a team onsides it too and they're down and they onside it and it goes at least 10 yards, you have to get on it. You can't pick it up and return it in high school football. So that's something we should have thought about right away. I guess I didn't see if he picked it up and advanced it either. I thought he just kind of fell on it in the end zone.
Ball now appears to be on about the 2-yard line.
So it'll be third and goal for the Prowlers.
Third down and goal.
An unbelievable momentum swing. The Prowlers just trying to cap it off, and it could be another swing the other way if the defense holds for the Yellowjackets. Rosendahl in the gun. Pass to the near side too far, looking for Anderson, and it's fourth and goal.
Yeah, that's one of the things we discussed at halftime, Jason, is to get Anderson a little bit more involved. He has had 2 passing attempts go his way in the first half, and now number 3, I believe. But, you know, as a quarterback late in there, he's 6'5" or 6'6". He's a big dude going against a smaller corner. Give him a chance. Throw it deep. Don't throw it outside too far. Throw it so he doesn't have to turn his body completely to the opposite side.
Getting the ball on the right hash. I kind of like the option of rolling Rosendahl out here with that run pass option, sending a receiver back in the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
Kind of what they tried to run earlier.
Right, in the first half. Perham's edge, just like Thief's edge, really good edge players. And if you're going to roll out, I think you got to play action to try to get those guys to take 1 or 2 steps in. But yeah, you can play action. You can get your stud Cooper Anderson rolling across the field there, and then you can get a running back or 2. One of them go out and lead block in case he can run into the end zone. The other one go into the flat. So you got a guy dragging, a guy going into the flats. That's a good option. What I would not do if I'm Thief River Falls, I could be way wrong here, is just do a quick dive because Perm stuffed that all night long. And, you know, they only have 2 yards to go, and it's fourth and goal. But I would still roll them out, run it if need be, throw it to a crossing tight end, or do 1 or 2 fakes and see if you can get a couple of Perm guys to step the wrong way and get a couple yards into the end zone for Thief here and put 6 points on the board.
This could be our Nias Family Sales drive of the game. Either way, what happens here, Nias Family Sales Service Center can service all makes and models. Schedule your vehicle today by calling 218-346-5976. As now the Prowlers come to the line. The Pollard T. Rosendahl under center. Peters Anderson to the left, Send a man in motion. Rosendahl pitch right side. Lundeen's nothing there, and the Yellowjackets stand. As Lundeen couldn't get to the outside, he stood up on the far side. As Tristan Larson makes the tackle, and it'll be first down for the Yellowjackets. We got a player down.
I really like the idea of that play call, Jason, but to give you another step closer to the end zone, instead of being real tight in that power T formation, just widen out another half a step. That gives you another half a step to where you need to go, and that's 2 yards. You know, don't stay in tight. Just cheat a little bit. High school players on defense, very few of them would actually notice that, hey, these guys are a little bit wider. What's going on? This is going to be a toss or something like that.
Braden a huge sigh of relief as the Yellowjackets special teams there as the defense comes up big. And it'll be second down and 5 as Schmidt on the keeper.
I like how they're utilizing Blaze Schmidt a little bit more now this game. He's running the ball more. I don't know if it's an actual call for him to run or if he's just reading it and just saying, I gotta step up here.
Now straight ahead, Schmidt again. When he took a strong hit there, he got stood up with a nice run there, but Schmidt gets the first down. Might have been, I think, the first time, let's get some space because we're backed up, and the second time it worked so well, let's continue to control that line of scrimmage, and another first down.
You know what, Blaze Schmidt, he's only about 5'10", 175, 180 pounds, but if there's a kid that's 6'8", 300 pounds, Blaze would still try and go run through him. That's kind of his mentality, and that's why he's such a good competitor in football, basketball, and baseball too.
Schmidt under center, powerhouse backfield again for the Yellowjackets. Handoff, Hackle. And he gets a nice run, breaks out to the outside. Now drives forward, now a flag. Looks like they're going to tack on a few more. I think it's going to be a face mask. Now it's just a strong, powerful run there by Hudson Hackle.
Hudson Hackle, Jason, we were talking at halftime. He's probably got, before this drive, 80 to 90 yards. We don't have official stats, but with that run there, he could tack on well over 105, 110 yards, and it's still early into the second half with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter.
It's a 15-yard penalty. Illegal contact to the head is what the call was. That's going to be to the 45-yard line.
Breaks tonight have gone Perm's way. Thief River, there's going to break that's going to be coming here and need something for momentum if your Thief River falls.
Hackle gets wrapped up. That's on Caden Rose and Jackson Hams. Wrap up Hackle as he gets to the 49.
High school football, typically they blow that whistle pretty early. When you stand up for at least a second, it's early. They blow and say, it's dead, 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 stop, stop, stop. That one there, that was about 2 or 3 seconds after the pile had started to move forward, stopped, and then started to move backwards, and then the whistle blew. So you got to, if you're an official, you try to do your best to keep the kids safe, and maybe one of the officials thought, hey, this guy's still moving forward, but in reality he was getting pushed backwards.
Handoff, Hackle again. Sandberg does a good job opening the hole. Hackle gets to the outside. He's at the 35, spins forward, and gets brought down there by Braden Spears on another strong run by Hudson Hackle.
Hudson Hackle is really good at taking the handoff, going north the first couple of steps, and then he's got pretty good vision. As you can see, he's had 3 or 4 runs tonight where he's hit the gap hard. He looks up. Where's that linebacker at? He might do a side step or a jump cut, we call it. He's had a nice night so far, Jason.
He's showing some nice secondary bursts tonight that we really haven't seen much in the past, but again, now this time going more powerful. He's going to drag some guys forward, and now they finally blow it dead inside the 30 at the 26.
Yeah, again, that's kind of a late whistle. That's when you get 4 or 5 guys on your running back or quarterback, whoever it is, and then you get one guy who's frustrated on defense, and he comes in with his helmet and get all the corner there, and then they had a safety coming over the top too. He was a little bit late, but we've talked about this before, Jason. Perm's quarterback, Blaze Schmidt, he's holding on to the ball a little bit too late. You got to deliver the ball so the receiver catches it in stride, not have him stop and try to go up and get it, unless it's like an 18 to 20-yard fade route into the back of the end zone. That's a little different.
Handoff, right side, Hackle. Into the defensive backfield and into the end zone. Hudson Hackle with the touchdown of 26 yards, his 3rd of the game.
27-yard touchdown run for Hudson Hackle.
Hudson Hackle is stepping up in the absence of Braylon Rock due to the injury and Sawyer Dillbeck, another shoulder injury. And Hudson Hackle, he's a team captain, so that's your job as a captain to get guys rallied behind you and say, we got this. We're missing 2 really important guys, but we can do this, fellas. Hey, just follow my lead, and Hudson's doing a nice job of doing that tonight.
Hackle takes a quick breather. Now he's going to try for the extra points. Snap is high. Onison does a nice job to get it down, and Hackle buries it. And it's now 21-0 in favor of the Yellow Jackets as they jump ahead on your United Community Bank scoreboard by a score of 21-0. We'll take a quick break on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Reuter Family Dentistry, with locations in Perham and Wadena, welcomes new patients. Here's what Reuter Family Dentistry can offer you.
We offer wisdom teeth removal, sedation dentistry, dental implants, root canals, cosmetic dentistry, and Invisalign.
The fact that it can be done here is really important for me because, it's a chore sometimes getting all your maintenance done. So if it's all done in the right place, that makes it a lot easier.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
Welcome back as we get ready to kick things off. Hudson Hackle alone. Oh, nice catch on the return by Ethan Lane. And he'll drive forward. Nice job by Lane. Quick hands there. I would say saved about 15 yards. And gets across the 36.
Quick hands, especially when it's this cold and windy. You can't really feel your hands at this point. They've gone numb, and he snatched it up like a shortstop turning a double play or a first baseman getting a throw across a diamond from a third baseman trying to humchuck it over there, and he throws it short. Thief River Falls, let's string together a drive. Let's get a score on the board. Let's make this a game going into the fourth quarter. Thief River Falls, your goal is to get one score here going into the fourth quarter. Get a turnover of some sort on the next drive defensively, go and score again, and keep it a one-score game with about 5-6 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Little by little, Thief.
Now Rosendahl trips to the right in the gun. Quick pass right side. That's complete. Getting close to the line of scrimmage maybe was Peterson in his first reception.
Little different formation there, Jason. 90% of the time they run that power T formation, but in this situation, when you're down by 3 scores, you can't just keep chewing the clock. DGF, they do the same type of stuff too, and they only have a double twins type of look too. So I'm guessing Thief has practiced 3 or 4 different types of spread formations, but most of the time in practice, I would guess they're learning how to block against an odd front, even front, blitz and linebackers and things like that. There's probably not a lot of time spent on this type of stuff for them.
Rosendahl drops back 3 steps, pumps, fires deep, looking for Peterson. Unable to haul it in and keep his feet in. He might have hauled it in, I should say. Unable to keep his feet in, though, was Peterson. Cooper Anderson on the far side. Trying to do his best to keep the feet in bounds was Anderson, but unable to do it. It's third down.
Yeah, a little bit of a crosswind here too, Jason. That ball carried, it was up in the air quite a bit. Definitely it was on the sideline, and as it started to keep going throughout there, that ball carried out of bounds, and he did catch it, but 4 or 5 yards too far to the east there.
7:24 to go, third quarter. On United Community Bank scoreboard, the Yellow Jackets lead 21-0. Rosendahl again in the gun, trips to the right side. And a lot of movement, and now it's blown dead. False start against the Prowlers, backs them up, 3rd and 15.
2 guys in false start there, Jason. 2 guys weren't set or left early. Thief River Falls may not be a bad idea. I know you're down 3 scores, but this is a huge third down here because if you don't get the first, you're giving Perham the ball midfield to possibly go up 4 scores. So take your time, get the right call in, get the right guys in who you want. And if you are thinking, should we do this or that, call a timeout. You're down 3 scores, but this is a huge third down, especially when it's 3rd and 15.
The Prowlers break the huddle. They go back to their power T with 1 receiver left. And handoff right side. That was Hams. And Hackle there on the tackle. Not much for Hams. It's 4th and long. And now they'll punt. And Gage Johnson will be back in punt formation.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that one, Jason. Just doing a quick dive up the gap and try to get 15 yards. It's almost like let's punt it away and pin him deep versus let's try to take a shot and get a first down and try to get points. Thief River Falls a little bit unorganized right now.
Snap. That was a good snap. Another nice kick. Spears again. Onson steps up, catches this one at the 39. Comes up to the right near side, catches midfield. Now gets to the 40, drives forward and driven down at the 36 and 37. And Onson pumps up with some energy on that return.
Yeah, good return, but I believe that was number 8, Easton Kennedy for Perham, blocking the gunner on the near side for Thief. Had that huge block and just kind of lifted him up off his shoes and drove him right into the ground.
Yellowjackets will have it 1st and 10 at the 37 of the Prowlers, leading 21-0 in the third quarter with 6.5 to go.
Thief still doing the same thing defensively.
Hackle, right side, gets stood up, and the power of Huddy Hackle just drives him forward across the 35 to the 34. Goes him and Ethan Lane right away, as well as a few others. Griffin Lundeen, and gets helped out by Griffin Lundeen.
Excuse me, Jason. Given the game that Hudson Hackle has had, if I'm Thief, I don't know if you've practiced this or not, I would do some type of monster or spy.
Late flag. Sorry about that, Grant. There's a late flag. A personal foul against the Yellowjackets. It's a dead ball foul, so the down's going to count. The yards will come after the play, so it'll be 2nd and long now.
That was on 59, Cash Burke. I'm sure there were some words being exchanged there, and a lot of times, that's the kid that gets caught, but I'm sure somebody else started, or maybe he started it and Thief didn't retaliate. But
it was one of those almost you could see developing from the special teams play at the end of that punt return.
Yeah.
I thought the Yellowjackets were going to catch a flag there. They didn't. But now it's going to be 2nd and long at the 49 of the Prowlers because it was a dead ball foul. That play will count, and the yards come from the spot after.
What we were talking about a couple minutes ago, if I'm Thief River defensively, Hudson Hackle's having a heck of a night for Perham. You might want to spy him or say, you're my Mike backer, you're my middle linebacker, but wherever number 2 goes, you go. You have no other responsibilities.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. Blaze Schmidt counting the players out. Now he's going to call timeout because they're short.
Yeah, they're short a guy.
So we'll take a timeout. That's a heady play by a quarterback there to call that timeout. We'll take it with them here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
Welcome back. Oh, the timeout. We were talking off the air. A good timeout called there by the Yellowjackets as they were short a wide receiver on that play. And a good use of one, especially you're up 21-0. I know they're more valuable in that second half, but that's one really you want to use right there and get set up and reset. Now we got trips right, 1 left. Schmidt in the gun, ball in the near hash. Schmidt drops back, looking to set up a screen. It's there, but Hackle unable to finish it. As he drops that one, he knows he's going to want that one back. I think he saw the blockers in front and the green in front of him as well, as that would have been a big play.
Yeah, for sure, and just that's about the only thing he hasn't done right tonight, Jason. He's done everything else, offensively, defensively, special teams wise. 3rd and about 19 or 20. Maybe a QB draw, spread them out. Otherwise, you try and do like a wheel cross type of concept if you want to shoot for the first down. Otherwise, you just hand the ball off and punt him, pin him deep.
I like that bubble that they've been running, but now they're going to roll out. Schmidt come back near side Hackle. Hackle cuts upfield, spins forward, drives down, back to the original line of scrimmage. And it's coming back. If Thief River elects to do it, there's a hold on the Yellowjackets. Interesting decision. Do you make it 4th and 9, or do you back them up even more and play the field position game and hope you don't get a defensive penalty that could lead to a first down?
Yeah.
It's a unique one.
It is. Definitely give them the spot right here. I think you back them up.
Especially where the flag came down. The flag is at the 46 of the Yellowjackets on the hold. They're going to look, early indication is the guy running the 6 is going to move him back.
Yeah, I would back them up too, especially because Thief doesn't have a lot of spread type of formations where they can throw it down the field and get points in a hurry. So, field position battle-wise, yeah, back them up. It's a smart move.
It's all the way to the 40. So it'll be 3rd and a mile. The Yellowjackets need to get to their Prowler 27.
3rd down and a bunch here. 33.
3rd and 33 is what they call it. 2 receivers left, one on the right side for Schmidt. Hackle to his left. Schmidt's going to roll. Now it's a draw to Hackle. Nice stiff arm there by Hackle across the 50 to the outside. Tries forward, late hit here possibly. Here at the 38. Again, tough angle here. Might have been the contact along the sideline before he got out of bounds is what the officials rule it. And it'll be 4th and 11 after the 22-yard gain.
Yeah, that's a unique draw there, Jason. The quarterback runs like he's rolling out one side or the other, and as he's rolling out, the running back's just sitting there with one of his arms up, and the quarterback just slides it right in the breadbasket there. And the running back, sometimes those types of plays will sit there for a second and let the teams flow to the quarterback. Otherwise, if they get ants in their pants, they just take it and they go with it.
I have to say, Grant, in three of our games here this year, the second half has always been a little bit unique the way the Yellowjackets have been able to build up the leads and then work the clock. But the Yellowjackets are going to go for it here on 4th and 11 with 3 receivers left, one on the right side. Schmidt fires over the middle, pass complete, and in to Prowler territory, deep into the territories. Easton Kennedy on the 4th down reception, 1st and goal for the Yellowjackets, all the way down to the 4-yard line on a nice pitch and catch. Schmidt to Kennedy.
Yeah, when you go for it on 4th down like that, you're saying this is our house. We got this game under control. Try to stop us, and if you do, we're still up 3 scores, 21-0. We got the time in our favor. I like it.
1st and goal, and they say it's the 5. Schmidt's going to try to keep it himself, and he'll push forward in the end zone for the touchdown. 5-yard touchdown run for Blaze Schmidt, and the Yellowjackets lead 27-0.
This is where they say, for you football fans out there or any type of sports fans, when you get up this many points with not a lot of time left, 4 minutes left to go in the 3rd and all of 4th, that's kind of the dagger, Jason, right there.
Schmidt with his first touchdown, the 4th rushing touchdown of the game. Hackle for the extra point. Snap, spot, and the kick on its way, and Hackle is good again. Hackle 4 of 4 on extra points. The Yellowjackets lead 28-0 on your United Community Bank scoreboard. We'll take a timeout here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Ray's Sport and Marine in Perham has you covered for all your recreational needs. Ray's carries a large inventory of Lund boats, Bennington pontoons, plus Viaggio pontoons. They also carry the Yamaha line of ATVs and UTVs, as well as the full line of Honda Power Sports. Stop in and check out all of what Ray's Sport and Marine has to offer. Good luck to all Perham athletes, and go Yellowjackets!
Say hello to Taylor Doll at the Backyard. Taylor keeps the store filled with your pet's favorite pet food, pet treats, and pet toys. Hard to find items like retractable dog leashes and pet supplements. The Backyard also carries everything you need for your livestock and poultry operations. Are you a bird watcher? The Backyard has one of the best selections of bird seed, suets, and feeders in the area. And finally, don't forget to book a spa day for your dog with one of our professional dog groomers. 218-346-7487.
Welcome back here. The Yellowjackets getting ready to kick off. They lead 28-0. We got a score update on our sister station, DGF, leading Detroit Lakes by a score of 14-0. That's in the second quarter. Nice strong kick again by Hackle, and it's into the end zone for a touchback. Again, that's on the Magnitude Sports Network as well. DGF and DL doing battle. DL does have the football right now, trailing DGF 14-0. The Yellowjackets have taken control of this one in United Community Bank scoreboard, Grant. It's been ground and pound has been the key for the Yellowjackets behind the play of Hudson Hackle, who's going to stamp his name as the early favorite for our player of the game, brought to you by J&L Nutrition in the Backyard. We'll find out more about that in the EOT Insurance postgame report. Grab a quote today by visiting EOTinsurance.com. Prowlers come back with the football. Rosendahl goes right side, keeps himself, picks up a first down for the Prowlers across the 30. Nice run there by Rosendahl.
You know, you talk about offensively for Perham, Hudson Hackle having a really good night as far as yards and touchdowns and things, but who blocks for him, Jason? The linemen, the Hogs. You know, they're in the trenches, they're grinding, and they don't get a lot of the notoriety that they should. So you got Cash Burke, Jackson Vetch, Carson Byer, Dylan Ralston, some of those guys doing a lot of dirty work.
And another guy that's really stepped up in a unique spot tonight, Brandon Sandberg up front for the Yellowjackets, taking on that fullback role tonight. You talked about guys having to step up without the injuries, with the injuries to Braylon Rock and Sawyer Dilbeck, and one of those guys that's really stepped up tonight has been Brandon Sandberg.
Yeah, Brandon Sandberg's listed on the roster as an offensive lineman or a tight end type, but you know, with his big frame, he's got to be 6'5", 240, 250 pounds. That first drive offensively, there was quite the push for Perm. I mean, he was the lead guy as the fullback blocking for Hudson Hackle there.
Second down. Handoff right side and a big hit there on the carry by Winter. It'll bring up third down as Larson, who's had a nice game defensively as well, brought him down as we approach 3 minutes in the third quarter. Yellowjackets lead this one 28-0 behind 3 rushing touchdowns from Hudson Hackle and 1 from Blaze Schmidt. Yellowjackets will head on the road next week. Don't want to get too far ahead of herself. A nice hold on play by Rosendahl for the moment on the fake, but the Yellowjackets sniff it out, and they pursued quickly. And a nice job getting there right away was Jackson Vetch.
Yeah, that is the prime example of practicing Monday, showing film, practicing Tuesday, Wednesday, review day on Thursday. This is your assignment as an edge player, is the quarterback. He will fake it, and roll out. He'll try to hide it on his hip. Don't fall. Don't get sucked into the dive or the fake dive. Stay true to your assignment, and that's a perfect example right there, Jason, of 2 guys on the quarterback with, was there even a gain? Maybe a loss of a yard or 2 on that.
We'll touch on a little bit. The Prowlers next weekend, they will be taking on Fergus Falls at home. The Yellowjackets head to Morris to take on Morris area, Chicago, Alberta, and is leading that into a score update. With 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, East Grand Forks has the football. They're tied at 7 with that one in East Grand Forks. Just down the road, Dilworth, Glen, and Felton leads Detroit Lakes by a score of 14-0. And a few score updates that are going around in the area. There's a lot of games kicking off just about a half an hour ago. But that Detroit Lakes DGF one is a game that a lot of people have their eyes on, as well as East Grand Forks and Morris, as it's fourth down now for the Prowlers. They showed punt the first time, and now they're going to go for it. This is their 4th and ball game. Rosendahl rolls to the right side, looks for the pass, and it's incomplete. A nice job. Mason Happel breaks that one up. Great job there by Happel to break that one up. And the turnover on downs gives it to the Yellowjackets.
Yeah, great coverage, good discipline by Perham's defensive back. There was a tight end rolling across the middle, and then there was a running back that went out to the flats on that too. But stay home, stay disciplined like we just talked about a couple minutes ago. This Thief River Falls offense, from a defensive back perspective, it's pretty easy to fall asleep unless they bust a run right at your face. You know, you still got to stay true to what your defensive principles are and what your assignment is and be sharp with it.
2 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hackle again and drives through Keaton Hoverson as Hoverson wrapped him up. And it'll be second down. Hoverson kind of read that one perfectly and wrapped him up. So it'll bring up second down. Yellowjackets will close out the season on the road at Morris and at DGF. Two very big games for both those teams. Handoff right side. This time it's going to be Kennedy. Took a hard hit, pops up, and hopefully he's okay, but his arm is dangling. We don't want to speculate. They'll check on him on the near side.
Yeah, definitely when your arm dangles like that, you got some type of stinger or something with the shoulder or even in the neck a little bit. You hope the shoulder's not dislocated. Or when it goes in and out of the joint, that's called the subluxation too. That's pretty common in football too.
He's getting checked on the near side. It'll be third down for the Yellowjackets. Full house backfield. Handoff Sandberg. He just dragged some defenders forward with a strong, fun run to watch there.
Let the big boy eat. Keep feeding him. Give him the ball. Holy. That's like the fridge running through there, Jason, huh?
That was quite the powerful run there by Sandberg. It'll be 1st and 10, just outside the Reuter Family Dentistry red zone.
You want to take bets on if he gets this ball again?
No.
No? Okay.
I will pass on that one. Sometimes you can tell coming out of the huddle and the speed out of the huddle, so it might be a sign. Again, Sandberg right side.
Yeah, you would owed me a pop on that one.
Right to the 20 in the Reuter Family Dentistry red zone. But that will be the final play of the third quarter. And the Yellowjackets will take a 28-0 lead into the fourth quarter here on the Magnitude Sports Network. We'll take a break. Yellowjackets in control here tonight on Hall of Fame night at the Ted Meinhover Field.
Central Market, the fresh place in Perham and Detroit Lakes, offering the freshest meat, produce, bakery, and deli products possible with great value for your money. A visit to Central Market is a journey into freshness. You'll always be able to find a wide variety of items that will result in the perfect meal for your family and friends. Begin with their meat department, and whether it's succulent fruit and vegetables, fresh baked specialties from their bakery, or the convenience of fresh deli selections, Central Market is the fresh place for your family. Go Yellowjackets!
Hansen's Plumbing and Heating provides the highest quality products and services to ensure the comfort and safety of all their customers. It's what they do. Henry Hansen, later known as Hardware Hank, first opened the family hardware store in the early 1930s in Burgess, Minnesota. Today, they are proud to carry on his legacy of hard work and honesty through teamwork, fellowship, cutting-edge technology, and forward thinking. 218-346-2422 or make a visit in Perham, Burgess, or Detroit Lakes today. Hansen's Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Minnesota families for over 80 years.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action. Yellowjackets lead 28-0. Looking to send the crowd home with a W tonight, where they've been outstanding at home. 2-1 overall in the year. The final regular season home game might possibly be the final game at the Meinhover Field this year. Handoff Hackle that time on second down. He gets stood up and brought back. Lot of football left, though, and I know I say that with 2 games left, but the QRF and how things play out will be interesting to see if the Yellowjackets can squeeze into a potential home game.
Yeah, it puts a lot of emphasis on who won that head-to-head matchup. Even if you're 22 QRF points apart, whoever won that head-to-head flips automatically, and you can flip another team too if you beat that one.
But there's key point. They got to be touching though, and that's the key point. It can't be a 3 and a 1.
Correct.
They have to be touching in that range.
Yep. And that's basketball too, girls and boys.
Schmidt's now going to pass, fires it inside, incomplete, looking for Onitson. Doing a nice job there. Caleb Rosendahl breaking that up. That's been a unique matchup on the outside all night, though, Onitson and Rosendahl.
Yeah, two really good athletes, some of the better athletes on the squad. Not real strong kids, but really smart, both Caleb and Gage. About the same height, and they're the same grade, so they've been battling out for many, many years. I'm sure they know each other off the field and off the court and off the baseball field as well.
I was going to lead into this is a fun battle here. It's going to be a fun one coming up here in the next couple of months, too, when those two teams get ready to square off in basketball action.
Yeah, Thief River graduated a lot of guys from last year's team, but Rosendahl is going to be their key guy this year.
The Yellowjackets, the I formation, Schmidt sets the pass near side for Hackle. He's got a lot of green in front of him. Hackle on the near side, breaks the tackle, drops back, cuts into the end zone, dives to the pylon, touchdown. Hudson Hackle, his 4th touchdown of the game.
You know what made that play, Jason? Quarterback looked to the right, threw it to the left, did exactly what he's supposed to do. And the second thing that made that play was Perham had two really good blocks on the edge with two receivers blocking their guys, held the blocks for a couple seconds, just long enough for Hudson to scamper in for another touchdown. This has got to be a career high for him.
And now Hackle is 4 of 4 on extra points. The kick on its way, off the upright.
Dunk.
And good. He's 5 of 5. And it's now 35-0 in favor of the Yellowjackets. We'll take a quick timeout, come back here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Ray's Sport and Marine in Perham has you covered for all your recreational needs. Ray's carries a large inventory of Lund boats, Bennington pontoons, plus Viaggio pontoons. They also carry the Yamaha line of ATVs and UTVs, as well as the full line of Honda Power Sports. Stop in and check out all of what Ray's Sport and Marine has to offer. Good luck to all Perham athletes, and go Yellowjackets!
Every day, thousands of dogs in the lakes area are told to stay. When they wanted to play at the Backyard Play Care, Doggy Daycare, or Play Care is the perfect spot for your dog. 100% supervised playtime and 100% fun in a brand new facility that opens this fall. Contact the Backyard Boarding and Play Care at 218-346-4104 or check us out on Facebook today.
River's Edge Cabinetry loves their customers, and customers like Emily love them right back. She says, I've seen a lot of cabinets in my 16 years of real estate sales and appraising, and the quality of River's Edge Cabinetry is right there with the best. Jen says working with them was great because they took care of everything. I really like their style, attention to detail, and being able to see 3D drawings up front. Call 218-346-0127 or visit the website today, riversedgecabinetry.com, turning your vision into reality.
Welcome back. 4th quarter action. The Yellowjackets lead this one 35-0 on Hall of Fame night. Hudson Hackle, 4 touchdowns tonight. 3 rushing, 1 receiving. He has just been dynamic tonight. Short kick there. Didn't see who was kicking it because actually watching near sideline as Hudson Hackle had his helmet up in the air.
I think it was Maddox Swentek. I know on the depth chart he's their number 2 kicker.
Lane with the return. Swentek with the pop kick. So it'll be at the 42 for the Prowlers, trailing 35-0 with 10:50 to go in the 4th quarter. The Prowlers come to the line. Pass incomplete by Rosendahl, looking for his big target of Cooper Anderson, but it falls incomplete.
Thief River in a diamond formation, a little bit mixing it up. You can still call the same plays out of that as your power T formation. That's the nice thing about diamond and the power T, just they're in different spots. Numbers are still the same.
Now, just kind of one of those situations, you look at how things are playing out, getting different things on tape, as you're kind of now looking forward to what's coming up in a few weeks. Handoff straight ahead. Nice run there that time. Let's see the number. That was Hams 14. On the return, on the run there. Jackson Hams.
Yep. With
a nice run. It's going to be 3rd and short.
Yeah, Jackson Hams, number 14. He's a junior. He plays running back, obviously, and linebacker defensive.
Was it 35-0? Rosendahl is going to keep it on the left edge, get the first down to the 45-46. A nice run there by Rosendahl. We got a Thief River Falls player down. He pops back up. It's good to see him get back up. That's Nathan Alcantar. He pops back up. It'll be first down for the Prowlers at the Yellowjacket 45. This has been the perfect bounce back the Yellowjackets have been looking for. After a tough loss against Fergus Falls, they bounced back tonight, controlling, mainly especially the trenches tonight. They've done a nice job controlling that, and Hudson Hackles had a heck of a game. Handoff is Hams again. It'll be second down and 6.
One of Perham coaches is barking down there.
Seeing a bunch of different players coming in the game now with the lead. Valuable minutes for that second and third group here at the varsity level.
Ooh.
That was quite the hit there on a strong run. Jackson Tanner.
That is Tristan Larson, I believe. He laid the smack, but he kind of got pushed backwards too. That might have been a head-to-head.
We'll take a quick timeout.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care. Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
Good news is Tristan Larson was able to get up and walk off under his own power. We're back to live action. Handoff right side. Thief River Falls will get the first down across the 35 to the 33. That was Tanner again. So that's first down for the Prowlers. Expect to see a new quarterback coming in for the Yellowjackets next possession. Ashton Detloff warming up here along the near sideline. As the Yellowjackets lead 35-0 here in the fourth quarter. Clock approaching 7 minutes. Prowlers with the football. Handoff, powering forward. Nice strong run that time. That's Tanner again. He's having a nice drive right now for the Prowlers. They're going to move the chains. It's another first down run for Tanner.
Yeah, Jackson Tanner, junior running back, shot out of a cannon there. He got up to full speed in a couple of steps. Nice run. They got a little momentum going into the red zone here. Only need another yard, and we're right in that Reuter Family Dentistry red zone.
It'll be first down for the Prowlers. Rosendahl under center. Handoff right side. Nice, another strong run.
Jackson Hams on the carry.
As Hams gets the run close to the first down, it'll be a yard short. It'll be second and at 1.
Liam Julio, Johnny Ramos.
Thief River Falls, number 14, Jackson Hams, came up limping a little bit on that one. Sometimes when it's this cold, you roll your ankle, you don't really feel it much, and then you take a couple steps, and all of a sudden it feels like you got 30 pounds on your foot.
Handoff Hams, straight ahead. The pile just pushes him back. He does get the first down inside the 10. Just going to touch on that next week for the Yellowjackets. They'll be on turf, I believe, at Big Cat Stadium. That's going to be forecast looking ahead. Looks like another chilly evening.
Yeah, we got spoiled up until, Wednesday this week. The last 5 weeks, this is the nicest fall we've had in many years.
I hope this doesn't mean it's a rough spring. Handoff right side. Nice run there by Turner. Gets inside the 5 to the 4.
Jason,
Tanner.
It might mean that we're going to have about 2 weeks of 50 below weather this winter. And then about 60 inches of snow, so your softball gals will be in the gym until about May 6th, I'm going to guess.
I'm not going to take a bet on that one. Last year was it was a grind for the first month of just being inside and getting outside. It was a welcome sight to get back outside. Handoff straight ahead. Nice power and short into the end zone he is. That's Jackson Tanner getting the touchdown for Thief River Falls. And Tanner with a nice drive finishes it off for the Prowlers.
Even though Perham was up 35-0 and Thief just scored here with Jackson Turner, it's fun to see a lot of different guys get on the field. It doesn't matter. You obviously want to win every single game you go and compete, but for some of these kids, their role on the team is primarily a practice player. So it's good to see that some of these kids get a chance to show what they can do to the coaches and the rest of the team, and to play under Friday Night Lights. There's just something really special about it. So it's nice that Perham defense is also rotating in some guys.
Spears on the kick, and that kick is good by Braden Spears, and it makes it 35-7. Again, nice touchdown run by Jackson Tanner. He really had a strong drive there, and it was nice to see him get rewarded and finishing it off with the touchdown.
Yeah, good for him. Pretty good blocking, too. Thief, they subbed in some other linemen, too. So it's basically Thief's twos versus Perham's twos that last drive. And I would expect the same thing offensively here. But sometimes when you get to this point in the season, too, if you don't have a lot of numbers, you don't necessarily have a kickoff group number 2 or a kickoff group number 3 or kick return group number 2. A lot of times it's your JV type of players, given this unique situation that Perham's in 3A and Thief River's in 3A. So same thing is, you bring your number 1 team out there, you go and kick it off. Thief's probably going to have their number 1 kick return out there, and then once you get the ball down, whistle blows, you bring in your 2s or your 3s. Same thing as if a team goes 3 and out and they got a punt, you'll probably say 1 punt, you're in, punt it and get them off the field.
On our sister station again, DGF taking on Detroit Lakes. That's on a sister station. Park Rapids doing battle with Barnesville. Both those games started at 7 o'clock, so those are going on our sister stations. Waiting to see the feed come back on DGF and Detroit Lakes. They're on a commercial break now.
Is there a score on that Barnesville Park game?
I will get that one loaded up here as this kickoff gets ready to take off.
Barnesville's still undefeated in their section, and they have another year of, I wouldn't say as dominating as last year, but they're having another good fall.
They're up 36-0 on Park Rapids. Kick is away. That one will go into the end zone for a touchback. The drive of the game, we'll touch on it. It's going to be a special teams play, which ended up being a stop leading into points, and we'll touch on that in our postgame show brought to you by EOT Insurance. That's coming up as our drive of the game brought to you by Nias Family Sales. I know it's not really a spoiler alert, just told you what it's going to be, but we'll touch on it in our postgame show. So we got under 5 minutes to go. So Yellowjackets will make a change on offense. Blaze Schmidt will be out, as well as much of the number ones, as you said, and Ashton Detloff will get his first action at quarterback tonight for the Yellowjackets. And it's a fumbled snap.
Oh.
And it gets punted back to the deep back there. Ty Rooney drops on it and covers it up.
Well, and Jason, honestly, too, I don't think full house backfield, two of the backs behind the quarterback, they weren't set either. So if that would have been a huge gain, I'm assuming there would have been a flag thrown. Otherwise, from a reffing official standpoint, it's 35-7 with 4 minutes left to go. You got your 2s and your 3s in. You let a few things slide as long as the game is still safe for all the kids.
It's a teaching and veteran officiating moment right there, because it works as you able to explain those situations. Handoff. Getting to the outside with a nice run here, and a big hit there. Absorbing that one was Gavin Griffin. I see it's a nice run there for the Yellowjackets to the 40.
Yeah, Gavin Griffin, he's a freshman. I remember hearing about Gavin last spring as an 8th grader. He worked his way up to the varsity starting lineup in baseball after a couple of games, and he hit really well, and he was kind of at the bottom of the order, and then he ended up being, I don't remember for sure what I remember hearing, either first or second in the lineup. So now he's getting a chance to show what he can do on the football field too.
DGF leads Detroit Lakes 14-0. That's at halftime. Rooney gets to the line of scrimmage before he's eventually wrapped up. And it'll be second down. Yeah, Gavin Griffin helped lead the Yellowjackets to help played a big role. Ashton Detloff as well, amongst others on this squad. Blaze Schmidt helped the Yellowjackets to that runner-up finish in state baseball. And Gavin Griffin, 8th grader, came on strong, did a nice job in the outfield.
Yeah, he can fly like the wind. He's a really, really good athlete, and he reminds me a lot of Colton Hackle that graduated from Perham a couple years ago too. Colton's a little bit stronger at this age, but speed-wise, I'd say they're similar. I think both have pretty good sports IQ as well.
Griffin again, nice cut there. Now cuts along the near sideline, gets to the 47. And Colton Hackle is having himself, I think he's a little bit banged up right now, but he had a couple of starts at Northern State at quarterback, had a good game against the Bulldogs, led his team to a win. Not against the Bulldogs, but I believe it was Mary that he led his team to a win. Been banged up, didn't play last week, but he's seen some nice time after transferring from North Dakota to Northern State.
Yeah, he was player of the week a couple of weeks ago, and then I think he took a shot to the ribs, and so he's been out lately, but smart move with him, going to UND Division I, that's a full-time job and then some, and I don't know where he was at on the depth chart, but if he obviously didn't foresee himself possibly playing the next year or two, and he's such a competitor too, like his brother Hudson Hackle, that it was smart for him to move to a different spot, and he's earned the job after 2 or 3 weeks into the season. So, congratulations to Colton Hackle. And there's some Thief River Falls guys. There's one at Bemidji State. There's one at NDSU, and Perm's got some football guys playing at some high levels too. You still have Logan Richter at the U. He's been there, probably 5 years now with the gray shirt, red shirt, and COVID.
He's got a couple of years left if he wants to do that. He's been seeing some good time. Had a big tackle against Louisiana last week.
Yeah,
and they have a big game on Saturday night.
Yeah, he's been rotating in quite a bit on defense. And you got Finn Diggins at NDSU too. And
he had 3 receptions on Saturday.
Yeah, he sure did.
Detloff. And it is victory formation time for the Yellowjackets, as they will leave Hall of Fame nights with a 35-7 victory tonight.
You know what the last thing is you do on Thursday at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in practice, Jason?
I believe it's this formation right here.
It's the victory formation, yeah. So every team, before you go and break huddle and talk about what you need to get done Friday night, you get into victory formation with the mindset of, hey, this is how we're going to end every single game on Friday night.
And the Yellowjackets will move to 500 with the victory and will head to Morris and Big Cat Stadium to take on the Tigers. We'll have score updates in our post-game show coming up. But the Yellowjackets earn a 35-7 victory tonight over Thief River Falls. So stay tuned for our EOT Insurance post-game show coming up, where we'll have our Nias Family Sales drive of the game, as well as our J&L Nutrition in the Backyard player of the game. That's all coming up in our EOT Insurance post-game report. Grab a quote today by visiting EOTinsurance.com. We'll take a break. Come back to wrap things up here from the Ted Meinhover Field in Perham on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood with expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware. You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware right here in downtown Perham.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
At Great Clips, we use online check-in to help NHL player Jack Hughes achieve game day flow faster, so he can do more with his time off the clock. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
At Great Clips, we use clip notes to save NHL player Cale Makar's haircut details, so he's always confident in his hockey hair. Because with a name like Cale, you gotta sport great salad. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
For over 30 years, Budget Blinds, based out of Detroit Lakes, has been serving Perham, Fergus Falls, Park Rapids, and the surrounding area. Whether you need blinds, shutters, or drapes, check out the entire inventory online at budgetblinds.com. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit them online today, budgetblinds.com, or give them a call at 218-206-9599. That's 218-206-9599 and online at budgetblinds.com.
I have 3 amazing kids, and it can be a bit complicated.
All right, you guys, you ready?
But there's nothing else like it in the world.
Bye, honey.
Traveling with kids is on another level.
Yay, let's go.
I appreciate all the extra help I can get when we fly.
Hi, how can I help?
I'm honored to get every passenger to their destination.
I'm so grateful that I've been able to fly with my 3 young kids.
At Frontier, we get it. We're flyers too, and we believe the sky is for everyone.
Welcome back to the postgame show. The Yellowjackets earn a 35-7 victory tonight here on your EOT Insurance postgame report. And the Yellowjackets improved to 3-3, while the Prowlers dropped to 1-5, with the loss tonight. And now the Yellowjackets will get ready to head on the road for a big game after especially the results that we found out tonight involving that one between East Grand Forks and Morris, where East Grand Forks suffered a 15-14 defeat to Morris tonight.
Yeah, Perham set the tone right away defensively, making Thief River punt, and then Perham goes down and scores and puts 7 points on the board. And from there on out, Perham didn't really look back. Thief threatened a few times. Perham had a few breaks go their way, and fortunately for Perham, they put enough points on the board where it forced Thief River Falls to get out of their power T formation and go to a little bit of a diamond, a little bit of a offset doubles and trips look. But, those types of things for Thief, I'm sure they don't practice that very often. So they didn't have any success. And Perham's defensive backs, they held true to their assignments, and they did their job when Thief did pass it. And unfortunately for Thief River Falls, the quarterback tight end connection just wasn't there tonight. He tried 4 or 5 times, but they weren't able to connect and get points on the board.
Player of the game tonight brought to you by J&L Nutrition in the Backyard. I think it's pretty easy tonight. It's Hudson Hackle.
Yeah, Hudson Hackle. We talked about Braylon Rock injury. He's a senior. He was a two-headed monster with Hudson Hackle for Perham. And then Sawyer Dilbeck, too. That's 2 of your 3 best running backs. So now over the weekend as a coach, you think, all right, how can we figure these things out? Can we move somebody? Do we go to more of a one-back system? But then you can key on him a little bit easier, too, and there's nobody to block for him. So Perham moved one of their linemen to fullback spot, and you could clearly see, anybody who knows football, that Brandon Sandberg, 87, he pushed the line and created holes for Hudson Hackle. In the absence of stars with Braylon Rock and Sawyer Dilbeck, there's other guys that gives them an opportunity to step up, and you could see that with Hudson Hackle. And then also Blaze Schmidt, he had a nice game. He had a couple of nice runs. He didn't force any throws. There's just 1 or 2 times he could have thrown the ball earlier, but that's a learning experience for him too. And Gage Johnson had a nice game. Kind of the same names we've been talking about, but we talked about in the first half or early in the second half. Perm offensive linemen, they're the hogs, they're the pigs, they're getting it done in the trenches, and they did a nice job. All 5 of them, 6 guys rotating in, they're pushing the line, creating holes. So Hudson Hackle gets the accolades and stuff, and he had a heck of a game. He's our player of the game, but he's not a player of the game without the offensive lineman, and I'm a firm believer that every good running back has an even better offensive line.
And the drive of the game, it's going to be kind of a multiple one. It started at the opening kickoff of the second half. The Prowlers kicked it off. The Yellowjackets letting it drop, thought it was in the end zone. It wasn't. The Prowlers pick it up at the 2. The Yellowjackets hold. They get the 4 and out, and ends up being, as the Prowlers unable to score. The big stop there after the special teams blunder, gaff, miscommunication, whatever you want to call it. But the Yellowjackets turned that momentum switch that went all the way to the Prowlers sideline to the Yellowjackets sideline, and they eventually marched downfield, got the game-winning score, or not game-winning score, game-ending, I would say, score, just because of the way the momentum switched and how it changed. And the Yellowjackets were able to go from there, and that's our nice family drive of the game.
Yeah, a deep kick like that, and you have 2 Perm deep returners, and it kind of lands in between the 2 of them. What do you do as a senior or as a leader? You say, I got it, it's mine. Obviously from where we're at, we can't hear if anybody called it out, but we did see that they kind of looked at each other a little bit like, this is falling right in the middle of us. It's the same concept in outfield as a baseball player. You got the center fielder and right fielder with kind of an in-between ball of who should get it. Well, center fielder always makes a call over the right fielder if he can get to it. You're the captain in the outfield, and whoever is back deep for 2 guys, that is things you talk about. If the ball is between us, who's going to go get it? You talk about it in the huddle. You talk about it in practice. Doesn't matter if it's a starter or a sub in there. If the ball is between these 2 guys, who is going to call it and who's going to go get it? And that's being prepared too. So maybe they have discussed that. Maybe they haven't. I don't know for sure. But, yeah, that set up a kind of a dagger drive for Thief River Falls. And they are turning out the lights on us, Jason.
It is that time. They're getting everyone here straight to the Cactus for the Perham Hall of Fame ceremony that's coming up at the Cactus tonight. But from here, we'd like to thank our sponsors one last time before we wrap up our broadcast here on the Magnitude Sports Network. We'd like to thank Frontier Airlines, Great Clips, Dakota Fins and Feathers, Budget Blinds, Ray Sport and Marine, Waterfront Recreational, Perham Health, New Horizons Realty, Perham Chamber of Commerce, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Lakes Area Co-op, Hanson's Plumbing and Heating, Central Market, Nias Family Sales, Lakes Ace Hardware, EOT Insurance, KLN Family Brands, United Community Bank, Reuter Family Dentistry, and J&L Nutrition in the Backyard. We thank you for your sponsorship of high school sports on the Magnitude Sports Network. We'll take a look at our Magnitude schedule coming up ahead. There's 2 games on our airs right now. Barnesville taking on Park Rapids. DGF and Detroit Lakes, they're doing battle both those games second half. and a lot of volleyball action. Join myself and Lance Rock on Tuesday night. The 50th anniversary celebration of Perham Volleyball will be on Tuesday night when they take on the Frazee Hornets. And then on Thursday, the Yellowjackets take on the Holly Nuggets in a game that's going to determine the outright conference champion or a share of the conference championship. That will take place Thursday night. And then back on the air Friday night football action, Perham taking on Morris area. Here's how you can find us through the social medias and the website, magnitudesn.com. Find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, Magnitude Sports. And Grant.
Yeah, Jason, thanks for reaching out and asking me to be a part of this again in Magnitude Sports. And Mike, the owner of this, I appreciate it, and have been having a blast the first couple of times of doing it. So thanks again for reaching out. I appreciate it.
Well, it's been an honor having you with us here, Grant. Done a great job. We thank you for your help during this football season. We'll wrap things up and see you next week and see you later in the week. Hope you have a good night and a good weekend. Thank you for tuning in. The Yellowjackets win tonight by a score of 35-7 on the Magnitude Sports Network.
The preceding broadcast was an exclusive presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network. Subscribe, click the bell, and visit magnitudesn.com for a schedule of our upcoming broadcasts.